I'm saying in Blood Moon. Peace, peace. I'm saying in Mill 9. Peace, peace. Y'all like the live, share the live. Yeah, I don't mind. I'll make you a mod. I just made you a mod, big dog. I made you a mod. I'm saying it just being me. Peace. We'll say they're too gracious. You definitely early. People be trying to knock the knowledge. They can't knock the knowledge, man. I appreciate you, though. Appreciate you. But they can't knock the knowledge. This thing is everywhere. Yeah, shit, they too late. Nah, it's already spreading like wildfire. So many people showing their hands right now. If folks is paying attention, man, look. Hey, this shit spreading like wildfire, man. Ain't no debunking the information. It's crazy. People think we have a mental illness. Yup. People do think that. Just because we call ourselves indigenous, people think we got a mental illness. That's facts. So, first, if y'all want to donate to the Cash App is on the bottom left. All donations go towards me writing new books, a documentary that I'm working on. I'm trying to have it done, or at least get it start working on it by the beginning of next year, the top of next year in January, start working on it. And just supporting the channel, because they always trying to censor truth tellers, right? And our community can back and support the people who's really dropping the gems, then Pan-African organization and all these organizations will cease to exist, right? So a lot of us is just trying to do things for our people, because the only way our story gonna be told the right way is if we tell it the right way. Other folks try to tell our story, they got that shit all wrong. So appreciate all the likes, the love, the gifts. Appreciate the subscriptions, those who subscribe to the channel, those who grab a copy of the book. Like I said, everything go towards more books, documentaries, and just boots on the ground activities. And hopefully we can get to the point where we can start buying land and start building and cultivating land for our people and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So we really trying to do some big stuff. For those who's really, really pushing for the information, a lot of us is really trying to, get some stuff really going for our people, but we need our people to support us in the process, you feel me? Because we all we got, obviously. As we see, don't nobody like us. Everybody against us, right? So now we know, now we see, now it's time to unite. You understand me? So peace. And shout out to everybody who have donated to the channel. I really do appreciate all the love. What's happening, Marquell? Rashad, what's happening? Peace, fam. Shout out to everybody that's in here, And hopefully me and Rashad can collab on a book. He stopped playing. You know what I'm saying? A great mind like Mr. Poet. And a great mind like Signs making a Harry Potter book for y'all, man, look. So, you know, we try and do a lot of collaborations as well too, and everything like that. I don't do hard copies. The only reason why I don't do hard copies is because I wanted to make my book affordable for people. If I was to make hard copies, then a $10 ebook would turn into $30. So I try to make everything affordable for our people because I already know that we in the matrix. So right now I'm just doing ebooks. I might do hard copies next year, but right now I just want to make everything affordable and just, you know, something for the people. You know what I'm saying? Put it like that. So, you know, we might do hard copies soon, but right now we just doing ebooks. BCU was at it. He said 30 ain't bad. Chill. Nah, 30 ain't bad. You know, I'm not knocking nobody. You know what I'm saying? I'm not knocking nobody on their stuff. You know, it just, you know, that's just me. You know, He said net hard copies of your books written in the 1800s. Oh, you ain't gonna find no books written in the 1800s no more. Not no hard copies. Unless, only way you can find a book that we be teaching in hard copies is if you go to an auction. You hunt these books down, because a lot of copies is, you know, they destroyed a lot of books. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to those who got a chance to put the PDFs up there for us, but I'm pretty sure that I could figure out a way. You know, I'm pretty sure that I could figure out a way to turn them into hard copies if I do my research. What's happening, GMB? Peace. If I do my research, I could probably turn them into hard copies. I mean, shit, they already in PDF form, so how hard could it be? Right. I understand it. He said the hard copies cost $500 plus. Nah, I've seen some Dr. York books that cost $200-300. Well, there's a source to get the physical book. No, I don't think there's a source to get the physical book. Out of print books are going to cost you $400 plus. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So so just trying to make everything affordable. So the thing is, and tonight is an open panel if anybody want to tap in, join in, and drop some gems too. But the question that I'm probably gonna be asking for the rest of this week is, why are people so mad at Black Americans, bro? I don't know if it's my algorithm, right? I don't know if it's my algorithm or what, but I'm starting to see a whole lot of Black American hate flood my For You page. And I know I ain't the only one, but I'm starting to see, like, where the fuck did all this shit come from? I'm starting to catch podcasts, you know, about Black Britons caring what we think about them. Why do Black Americans think that we're soft? Why do y'all care what we think? Why do anybody care about what Black Americans think? That's what I always wanted to know. Why do anybody care what we think? Why do anybody care about what we think and what we say? He said, we know they soft. Man, bruh, that TikTok video was hilarious. And it's a Black British interviewing an African, asking about Black Americans. So I'm sitting here like, come on, fam. Y'all could at least got a Black American himself. Peace, Copper, what's happening? Max Jones, what's happening? I had to take that earring out, boy. Let my breathe. He said, where they do that at, man? I'm trying to figure that out too. That boy said, why do Black Americans think that we're soft? For one, Black Americans don't even think about people in the UK. we don't even be thinking about other folks, period. Like, when we wake up, our first thought is not, I wonder what the black Scots is doing. What is the black British doing? What are our Africans doing? Like, that is not our first thought. For real, that's not even close to our first thought. We don't even be caring. We be getting dragged into shit that ain't got nothing to do with us. Scroll from that TikTok video, right? I scroll from that TikTok video. I end up in another video with some Hispanic lady talking about black Americans should be scared just like us, because who you think they gonna get to work the fields, since they said that we're taking black jobs and black jobs are field work. And I'm sitting here like, ain't nobody ever said nothing about black jobs, and the field work is not a black job. The fuck? Like, y'all trying so hard. So if I was the black Americans, don't you think you should unite with the brown people and woo woo woo? First of all, shawty, we are brown. Like, we are brown, first of all. Second of all, why y'all care? Why do anybody care? Why now, in the age of Aquarius, anybody gives a damn about what black Americans think, do, or say? Y'all ain't been caring. Think about Sophia when I rise today, man. I'm trying to tell you. Like, people ain't been caring, man. I'm just trying to figure out why start caring now. Why start caring now? These migrant working Mexicans do just fine. They can keep their job position. Bro, I ain't never worked with nobody who said that they worked in those type of jobs. Like, we ain't got no homeboys that ever said, yeah, bro, I'm about to clock into this orange field and pick oranges for 8 hours. Like, nigga, I ain't never had no homeboy that said that shit. You know what I'm saying? Bro, I didn't come from Africa. My people was here. Our roots trace back past Africa. I love your content. I appreciate that. Appreciate that, Darren. Man, look, I just be wondering, why do people care so much? If we so inferior, if we ain't got no culture, if we lazy, we at the bottom of the barrel, why do y'all care? Why do y'all even want our help? You know what I'm saying? Why do they even want our help? It's weird. It's weird. So I don't know what's going on my For You page. I done seen all type of crazy TikToks, boy. But that shit been wild. People are so obsessed with hating us and taking everything we got. Man, look, I see whites, Africans every weekend too. Man, look, what's that in his eye? Peace. They are so obsessed, and they would deny. They will deny the obsession that they have. And that's the crazier thing. They will deny the obsession. We're not obsessed with you. Yes, y'all are. The best thing about social media is we can go to y'all page and look at y'all content. All y'all content is about us, bro. Ain't none of our content is look. Ain't none of our content is about anybody else, bro. Our content is about our history, our story, what happened here in America. Pretty much it. Now, only time we make content on other folks if y'all coming at us. But other than that, but we ain't got no content. You can scroll through all my page. I got 500 plus videos, bro. I ain't man, look. But they the ones that's more, they are so obsessed. They wake up with us on their mind. They wake up with us on their mind. They go to sleep with us on their mind. All their content is about us. At least get paid for the content. For real, if you gonna make content about us, at least get paid for it. At least get paid for it if you gonna make content about us. Cause y'all be doing that shit like it's a job. They be on this motherfucker from sun up to sun down. That's a job. Y'all need to be getting paid for that shit. They get paid like 5-0. I know 5-0 get paid. It's no secret that he get paid to troll. He act like he get paid to troll. That's why he won't be making no money off my page. Like certain trolls I will entertain, certain trolls I won't entertain. 5-0 is one of those trolls I would not entertain. I don't have the mental capacity to have a discussion with that man. Nah, for real, like he makes my head hurt. Every time I catch him on somebody's panel, that boy discombobulate my whole brain. I don't like that. I gotta, somebody shut this nigga up. Like, for real. I hate when he get on panels. So I try to, hell no. There's a few of them like that. Appreciate that follow, fam. Appreciate that follow. For real, that ain't making my head hurt. And I don't like the way he talk. Like he sound like somebody I used to pick on in school or something. Like I don't. Yeah, I know you leave, Rashad. You be the first one up out of that motherfucker. As soon as 05 come, you be the first one up out of that bitch. I'll be right behind you too. Real talk, I'll be right behind you. You feel like the government has agents sitting on the panels, and you wouldn't be wrong. You definitely wouldn't be wrong. These people definitely got agents sitting on the panels and hosting panels. That's absolutely facts. You would not be wrong for that. When I be calling people agents, what's that in the C3? When I call people agents, like, I mean agents. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about agents like in Matrix, Agent Smith niggas. I'm talking about like, these niggas be real life agents. These niggas be real life feds. Badge and all. Like whack 100 type of motherfuckers. Real talk. Especially when they be trying to force us to be African. I know you a government agent. You be trying to force that shit. They be trying to force that shit hard. He said they city agents too. Man, I'm trying to tell you, some of them probably the police, everything. Everything. Peace, Swarthy, what's happening? One of them boys was a known snitch in New York. Whew. I wonder who that one was. I wonder who was the known snitch in New York. Are you talking about Donnie? I think you talking about Donnie. That boy Donnie was a known snitch in New York. Hey, peace, what's happening, room? Yeah, his name Donnie, one of them 05 proteges. Yeah, them boys doxed Donnie and found out that boy was snitching. Donnie admitted to getting off for being a snitch. Yeah, I remember that live. Appreciate that. They're here to keep the confusion going. Yeah, they definitely here to keep the confusion going. Yeah. Most of these, anytime you enter a live and that shit's confusing as hell, listen closely. anytime you enter a live on any app, and that live seems like it's everywhere and it's confusing and it's more dramified, there's an agent inside the live. There might be a couple of agents inside the live. 2 of them might be on the panel, 1 of them might be hosting the panel. You know what I'm saying? If you come across those lives it's just confusing and it's all about drama, no knowledge, no enlightenment, be weary of those lives. Those lives is more likely control opposition if they talking about some Indian shit and it's still confusing. If they talking about some paying goofy shit, them niggas just plain no out oppositions. You know what I'm saying? They seem like they taking up for recessive people more than dominant people, right? Just, you know, just be on the lookout for that. Be on the lookout for that. The Nigerian host was the agent on one peculiar panel. He would dismiss Walter Plecker. What Nigerian host? Said they come in twos, man. Snitched and ran to Texas and became a Pan-African. Man, I'm trying to tell you, that damn protective services. That boy Donnie snitched and ran to Texas on them boys. Man, imagine snitching and you gotta jump all the way down south. That's crazy. Some people snitch and go to another state, like close by. This nigga snitched and went all the way down south. So that shit must have been serious. He said he gonna snitch on somebody in Texas next. He gonna fly to California after that. But yeah, man, we be dealing with real life agents though, for bots, trolls, agents. And man, this internet shit crazy. I ain't even gonna lie. Like when I used to be in the audience of the internet and hear other content creators talk about it, I'd be like, damn, that's crazy. But then when I jumped into the social media world and became an influencer myself, man, you start seeing that shit. That shit that Soul Illuminati be talking about with the bots and NPCs. You know, that shit that old young Pharaoh be talking about with the agents and shit like that. Like you be seeing all that. And it's like, that shit crazy. All because we said that we indigenous though. You know what I'm saying? All because we said we indigenous. What's that name? Okami music. You've been coming into my life for like 2-3 days faithfully. Shout out to you. You might as well go ahead and follow my page. Shout out to the trolls. Y'all be coming to my page faithfully. Y'all might as well just check out your profile real quick. You got 100 followers, 288 following. You an amateur musician and rookie producer who likes to do stupid things in music. Well, shit, that explains a lot. You like to do stupid shit. Your profile says it all. It says you like to do stupid things and make music. Hey, this is one of those stupid things that you're doing. Oh, shit. As I said, you silly. Nah, these trolls silly. These trolls is a joke themselves. I promise you, like, trolls is a joke that writes themselves. They do. All you gotta do is read their bio. Anytime a troll come in your page, read their bio. That the joke write itself, I promise you. So we've been breaking down identity crisis lately though. You know, that's one of the topics that we've been talking about, was identity crisis. So we've been learning that all the other people, for one, we learned that at the core of racism is projection. People who say that we ain't got no culture, we don't know our identity and our history, they're projecting. And what I mean by projecting is they don't know who they are. And because they don't know who they are, they project on those who do know who they are. Real talk. It's called psychological denial, right? It's called psychological denial. And if you ever want to test this theory, anytime a troll or racist person come into your live and join your panel, ask them what their history is. They won't know. That's the first green flag that I'm telling you the truth. All right? Ask them what their family history is. They don't know. They're going to talk about a DNA test instead of genealogical records. And that go for a lot of people, even YT people. Right? They don't know. Ask them what their culture is. That right there is the nail in the coffin when you ask them what their culture is, right? They don't know. So what they do is they project the fact that they don't know who they are onto the people who do know who they are. Right? So anytime somebody come to you and say you don't have culture, you don't know who you are, your identity crisis and all of this, understand that they are the ones with the identity crisis. This is the reason why they sound like you, talk like you, walk like you, dress like you, try to rap like you, and have your mannerisms, and they do everything like you. Right? Or at least they try to. Right? The only way that people on this app can stay relevant is if they imitate Black Americans. That's the only way people can stay relevant. Because if they didn't imitate us, we wouldn't hear nothing about them. We wouldn't. We wouldn't hear shit about them. So they have to appropriate our culture just to stay relevant. And you see it every day. You see it every day. What's happening, Tam? You see it every day. They have to imitate us to stay relevant. All right? They have to. They have to. Don't nobody know how to be themselves because they don't know themselves. They can't do their culture because they don't have culture. I sit here and ask y'all, what is white culture? Y'all wouldn't know. Y'all would draw a blank. I drew a blank asking y'all that question. For real, I just drew a blank asking y'all that question. But if I ask you what is white culture, you wouldn't know. You don't know. Shit, white people don't know. Most white people tell you they ain't got no culture. When you ask Africans what their culture is, they don't know. They barely know who their third grandparent is. So I know you barely know your culture. If you don't know your ancestors who started the culture, then how you even know what your culture is? You know what I'm saying? They don't even know. Asking, next time Africans join your panel, ask them, what is African history? Watch they go to Google and school books instead of telling you organically what it is. See, if you ask us what's our culture or what's American culture, we can go ahead and run that shit down to you from A to Z. We'll keep it real with you. What's Black American culture? Shit, cornbread, soul food, blues, jazz, disco, pop, rap, hip hop. Right? We ain't about to list all the inventions, hairstyle, swag, slang, block parties, house parties. You know what I'm saying? Like we can run that shit all the way down. Right? Rock and roll. Rock and roll. You might as well say basketball our culture too. For real, you might as well say basketball our culture. Cause man, wasn't nobody watching no damn NBA when that shit was all mayonnaise. Niggas was watching the ABA. And I know for a fact, my dad born in 1955, he kept it real. He was like, man, we weren't watching that shit, we was watching the ABA. Everybody was rocking with the ABA and the Negro League baseball team. The football, yeah. That's the whole reason why they had to come and get us so they can sell tickets, because the ABA was doing better than the NBA. And if we would have stayed having our own league, the ABA would have been way bigger than the NBA. I promise you that the ABA would have been way bigger than the NBA if it would have stayed. And the best thing about the ABA is that most of the proceeds and ticket sales will go back to the communities. That was one of the best thing about when we had these black leagues, or these, I hate to say black, but for layman's terms right now, when we had our own leagues and stuff like that and our own businesses, it always went back to the community. You know what I'm saying? It always did. When you do the history and the research, a certain percentage of the ABA will go back to the hood. A certain percentage of the Negro Leagues will go back. Certain percentages of businesses, corporations that we will build, farms and all of that. It will always go back to our people. So it was like a 2-for-1. So they had to dismantle everything. Dr. J was in the ABA, and all the real hoopers. Man, if people compared the championships that Dr. J had in the ABA and combined them with his NBA, man, look, Jordan 6 rings wouldn't even been a discussion. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them brothers. Football, hockey. What's happening, Too Gracious? Peace. So we know exactly what black culture is, or so-called black or black American culture, to be specific. And they know what it is too. They ain't stupid, they ain't slow. They gaslight us. See, they like to, since they think that we are inferior, they like to try to play these little inferior mind games, reverse psychology and shit. You guys ain't got no culture. Then why are you dressing urban? You guys didn't start this. We ain't start urban wear. Who else started dressing with urban wear? Who else woke up in the morning and was like, you know what, bro? I'm gonna grab me some all white forces, you feel me? Then I'm gonna go grab me some khaki dickies, you did? With a clean white tee and a nice little fitted cap with a little chain on, you did? If we didn't do that, who did? You know what I'm saying? We ain't do that, who did? We ain't got no culture. Where did this slang come from then? If we didn't create slang, who did? I mean, shit, it's called AAVE. Man, we are the culture. We are the culture. I hate to sound like that, but it's true. We are the culture. The way we prepare our food is culture. Facts, man. My grandma just fixed us some oxtails when I was back at home in Georgia. I was gonna take a picture of it, but that shit was so good, I smashed it. You know what I'm saying? Oxtails. Let's see what she fixed when we was down there. She fixed some oxtails, some rice, some cornbread, some collard greens, some black eyed peas, and she had banana pudding. Shit, if that's not our culture, then who culture is that? Where did that dish come from, if it didn't come from us? Man, I got on here, y'all should have been on that live a few days ago. Boy, I got on here and made them natives mad. Boy, I was on here eating cornbread in their face. That shit was hilarious. They got mad as hell when I did that. For real. I ain't even capping to y'all. I don't know who was in here when I did it, but them natives got mad when they was here. Man, you guys trying to steal our culture. Man, I slid this shit to the side. I was like, man, what culture I'm trying to steal? Man, I had that cornbread that grandmama just fits right up to the side. I was like, nigga, y'all eat fried bread, man. We eat this right here. What is that? That's how I know you ain't Indian. How you gonna ask me what is this? This is Indian bread. Indian bread, yes, cornbread. Y'all never had this before? And I took a big bite out of that motherfucker on the camera, smashed that motherfucker. They got mad as shit. They got mad as hell. Oh man, they didn't even know what Indian bread was, y'all. They ain't even know what Indian bread was. They ain't even know what Indian bread was. But y'all the Indians though. Y'all the Indians and you don't even know what Indian bread is. And that's literally what it's called. How you don't know that? But we ain't got no culture and y'all got more culture than us, but you don't know what Indian bread is. Something as simple as Indian bread. You don't even know what the fuck that is. Something as simple as that. Boy, they got mad in a motherfucker on that there. Can't say that we culture appropriating. We ain't get cornbread from y'all. Damn sure ain't get cornbread from the Africans. How did we learn how to cook Indian bread? We ain't get it from y'all. We ain't get it from the Africans. Damn sure ain't get it from the white folk. Where did we get Indian bread from? And we ain't get it from none of y'all. You know what I'm saying? What's happening in the original Indian? Peace, peace. The grits took, bro. They don't even know what grits is, Swarthy. Oh, for y'all that don't know, this is an open panel live. If anybody want to tap in and rock out with me tonight, if y'all want to tap in and rock out, y'all can. But they don't even know what grits is. I'm gonna fix some grits on live next time, and I'm gonna eat that shit in their face. Matter of fact, I'm gonna fix some shrimp and grits.
Bruh, killed dog. They killed me.
I'm gonna fix some shrimp and grits and eat that shit on live. And they won't even know that that's indigenous. And then we start talking about white slavery. Natives got mad at that too. And I'm starting to like, bro, I appreciate that, Swarthy. Thank you for that. Thank you for that gift. And then what's crazier, what's happening here? Man, we've been talking about white slavery and YT identity crisis. Tell me why the natives mad. For real. When I start talking about white slavery and do white people have identity crisis, the natives got mad at that shit too. Why are y'all getting mad, bro? This shit ain't got nothing to do with y'all. My live ain't, that live ain't had shit to do with natives. But why are y'all mad? One of the natives got on here talking about, well, they don't pretend to be Indians. Shit. You really got on my live and said that? The title was, do white people have identity crisis? The native was like, shit, they don't pretend to be Indians. What? Did you really just get on my live and said that? They don't pretend to be what? They don't pretend to be Indians. Oh, Lord. Really? They don't? You talking about the same people who pretend to be Egyptians? Or the last samurai and shit like that? He said, who's Nancy Pelosi then? Man, who's Elizabeth Warren?
What up, peace.
Man, peace. What's in this, Swarthy?
Yeah, man, these folks, they delusional, man. And the whole lie is a diabolical lie straight from the devil himself. Because ain't no way, like, these people can't see colorism in their face. And then, like you said, we'll tell them, these white sea people pretending to be Indians and they act blind. Like I was showing last night on my panel, uh, These niggas got white tee chiefs and stuff. And the director of the BIA is a white tee man. Like, this shit is diabolical, but they don't see that shit. They don't see them pretending. They
Bruh,
blind to them.
I ain't gonna cap to y'all. Sometimes I feel like I'm in a weird ass dream. I don't know if y'all feel like that, but sometimes when we be doing this shit, I feel like I'm in a weird dream. Cause I'm like, bruh, y'all really think this shit?
Yep.
And
It's like they get paid.
it
So
get
we
worse
don't.
and worse.
This shit diabolical. And that all about to say I had Choctaw. Boy, I had my shit was rocking last night. I had Choctaw at one point. Then I had some other native, and then there was some Palestinian nigga. And then we asked that nigga what he got to do with this. He was like nothing. Them niggas went. They went off on that nigga. I felt bad for him. They went the fuck off on that nigga. Called them all kind of bitch ass niggas. Get your goofy ass off the panel. Yeah, these people are like in delusion, grandeurs of delusion, literally.
Creator labeled
And
as
like,
deactivated. I put that on there. I put that on there.
hey y'all, stop getting up on these new. Y'all new to TikTok and you new to Indian business and you just ain't really did your genealogy that far and you kind of new to all this. Don't get your ass up on these panels trying to debate Suit and Joyiah and all these niggas. You looking goofy. They barbecuing y'all.
Sadly, they are. Like people that we done barbecued already is barbecuing the new people. And then speaking of Joyiah, this nigga video popped up on my god, and I do mean nigga. His video popped up on my damn page, and this man talking about the natives have the ghost DNA. I was like, what? Since when y'all got the ghost DNA, my nigga?
Look, I was playing last night. I was playing on my live about them being in the circuses, and we came across this one video, and it was talking about how Sitting Bull was in the goddamn circus. This nigga ran off from the circus and joined some kind of ghost club, and it never really went into details on what that ghost club was. But now it's about to make me go into some research on Sitting Bull.
Ah, man. I don't know much about him, but I do know a lot of these niggas' ancestors was definitely inside the World Fair and theaters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was showing that shit, and then it was showing. All right, so I showed this shit in front of Choctaw and a bunch of other natives, but it was hurt. But they was hurt. So Choctaw instantly went to bringing up circuses with black people in it. But I was like, shit. I told them from the gate. I was like, yeah, it was niggas in the circus, aka Harriet Tubman, Frederick Douglass, all these niggas that y'all think is historical people. They was actually actors in the circus.
Oh, speaking of Frederick Douglass, I got a fire gem about him I'm gonna do tomorrow on Kush and Coffee in the morning. Frederick Douglass ain't even his real name. This nigga got a European name. His name is Augustus.
Mm.
Augustus Bailey.
Ain't that suspicious?
And I'm gonna give y'all a little drop on it now, but I'm gonna break it down tomorrow. So his name is Augustus Bailey. And he had his dad, because he always tell you that he got a white dad. His dad is a white Irishman, and he used to take trips to Ireland and Great Britain during 1840s to the 1850s. So the thing that I started thinking, I was like, damn, bro, how the hell are you an escaped slave and you a fugitive, but you're able to travel abroad back and forth? That shit didn't sit well. And then the crazy thing about it is that a lot of other people in history, they names that they give us in the books ain't even their real names. They changed the names on us inside the McGraw-Hill book and gave it to us. What's happening, Copper?
Oh my gosh, Los, you just messed up what I've been reading. I've been studying him. And I've been studying him and his children that we don't talk about. And that's how I came across his real name, because I came across one of his daughter's birth certificates with his name on it.
Yep.
I was like, no, no, Los, no.
So, and that's the crazy thing, because like, if people's looking for Douglas family members, shit, good luck.
You're not going to find it.
Their name is Bailey.
Because what I did, I kind of cheated. I went to chat. That's how I kind of found out too. And I went to chat and I wanted to see how much chat was going to tell me about Frederick Douglass, Nat Turner, and Harriet Tubman. And chat admitted that Harriet Tubman and Nat did not exist because there are no birth records, not certificates because they weren't out then, but records, unaliving records, no baptismal records, no church records, no government documents. And it also said that the only thing that had was the so-called article that talks about his jail record. And it talks about how that jail record was only in a pamphlet and not actually in the actual newspaper. And then when it came across Frederick Douglass, that's when it gave his name. Chat knew his name. And I was like, "You've got to be crazy!" I'm kidding me. I think he has 8 children. I'm studying on his children too, and that's how I came across it. And that actually is his name because his name Augustus Bailey is on the oldest daughter's birth record.
Yeah.
You know, all these Pan African niggas always got these little secret names. What's Tariq Nasheed, Marcus Sanders. Then you got Umar
Yeah,
Johnson, Jermaine Shoemaker, whatever the fuck that nigga name is. These niggas always got these
yeah,
little secret names.
yeah. I was like, "Oh Lord!" When you said that, I was like, "Don't say it, don't say it," but you said it.
Yeah, man. But
Oh
I've
man.
been doing some research into them too. 'Cause I started digging into them probably like last week. I started digging into them because I don't know. I was just thinking about his story and what they told us, and I was like, his story don't make sense. There's a lot of holes in this. Like I just said, like how are you a runaway fugitive slave, but you're able to go to England, Britain, and back to America scot free and safe? And where did you get the money to
He
do
was
this
a
at?
celebrity of his day. That nigga was the most photographed man of the 19th century.
Exactly. But see, that was another reason why I started looking into them too, because I was sitting there thinking also of how was Nat Turner able to do what he did to all those so-called YT men and get away with it as long as he did? How was Harriet, who's supposed to be illiterate, able to go from Maryland all the way to Canada? Like this stuff was just clicking. Oh, and I'm sorry. And the other person I got pulled up and I'm studying too is W.E. Du Bois. I just haven't found his real name yet,
Mhm.
but I'm looking up him too. And his children, he supposedly only had 2 children,
No, that's
whereas
how
no,
these
I think
niggas
Du
never
Bois
go to
had
Africa.
5.
They never
No,
go to Africa.
exactly.
They travel all
And
But
over the
I was
world, but never go to Africa.
exactly never go to Africa. But I was the same way. Something was like, I need to look into these people because I'm sick of these people that y'all gave to us supposedly as these heroes, and yet we don't know nothing about them other than what you put in front of us. So that's what made me. I had that same thought process, Los. I kid you not. That's why when you said that, I was like, oh my God, he about to roll my doggone whole little research.
man, nah, just it's a lot of gems, and then once you start digging into his story, you'll find out him and Harriet's story is connected. The real Harriet, that crazy shit they give us, but because
Right.
inside the story, they tell you that Harriet Tubman uh followed what star to free the slaves? She followed what? The North Star.
The North Star,
Ironically,
which is inside of
ironically,
the Big Dipper.
ironically, Augustus Bailey, who we call Frederick Douglass, his newspaper of propaganda was called the North Star.
Wow, I didn't even get that far. Wow.
His magazine, it was a little newspaper magazine or whatever it was called, the North Star.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And they used his newspaper to propagate this whole "we're African" story. Man, these man. If they tell you about somebody in history, believe these folks is spies or agents because we know real. real niggas don't get talked about in these people's stories. So,
And see, that
man,
was the question I asked chat. So I was having my conversation and I said, why did they romanticize Harriet? Why would they, or Mentis, why would they have romanticized her in this type of way, her and Nat Turner? So if Nat Turner was a man that unalived all these YT people, why would somebody who is deemed to be inherently the R word, why would they romanticize these two particular people? So chat broke down each one of them individually, and chat said simply because they was trying to control the narrative. He said the reason why they did that with Nat Turner is because they was trying to invoke fear into the copper, because chat won't say black. Chat's gonna
Yeah.
say, my chat's gonna say
Hey,
copper color
speaking
because I got
look,
it trained.
speaking of chat, I'm on my shit right now. I just asked what happened to Sitting Bull after he left the circus. What this shit say? I remember I said he was involved in some ghost shit. It was called the Ghost Dance Movement. It was in the late 1880s. It said while Sitting
Wow.
Bull didn't personally participate in the ghost dance, he allowed his people to join and was sympathetic to it as a form of spiritual resistance to U.S. domination. This drew suspicion from Indian agents who feared he could inspire another uprising. I'm now I gotta find out what the ghost
Yeah.
dance is.
And that's basically what it said about Nat. They was trying to control the narrative. They basically was trying to invoke fear to keep, because they said the copper color Indians was so wild that they couldn't control the copper color Indians. So Chat was like that was a way to invoke fear to kind of keep them tamed. I was like, yo, this is some BS. And even with Harriet, it basically said the same thing with her. Because I even tried to dig into her parents to see, because I was like, why is it that she has no parents? Why is that? And I was like, both Harriet and Armentis. Why there's nothing that shows that she existed? Because I have grandparents that was born during both of their times, both Harriet and Nat Turner's. Not only they were born, but they lived in the same area in which Harriet and Nat was born. So I know there's a such thing called birth records because I got them from my ancestors. So they can't lie and say there's no birth records. When I say I had chat like blown, but basically, they said these stories was given to us to control us, to control the narrative, and to control us. It was to keep us docile. So it was to invoke fear in us to keep us from going up against the YT man, afraid to go against the YT man because of what would happen to us.
that and also the few lives that I've been teaching on is that we've also been learning that white people swap historical positions with us because they were actually the slaves at this time.
Yes,
So they
yes,
created a lot of these fake so-called black slaves to fill in the narrative that they was writing. Okay, so we got to make these people slaves, so we got to give them slave heroes. You know, just give them Harriet Tubman, just give them Frederick Douglass, just create all these people, and you know what I'm saying. But in reality,
Mm-hmm.
just like we're figuring out, a lot of these people either didn't exist or that's not the real names. Because if you find the real names, you'll find the real history, and you'll learn that they've been working with the people who hid your history in the
that's
first place.
what
All the
I'm
time.
wondering. Because I'm now wondering if Armentis is not her real name either. I'm wondering if she had another
Nakia
name.
had told me her real name is some other shit. But
I
back to
think
this
it's
nigga,
something else.
I'm about to say back to this nigga Sitting Bull. When I just looked up the ghost dance, it said it began with basically a Paiute Native American named Wuvaka. But that nigga real name was Jack Wilson. And it happened in Nevada. So hold on. And watch the year, 1889. Then they're 1890, my nigga. Y'all want to start fighting back? And then y'all did it with a dance. This ghost dance, they danced in a circle. And it's supposed to basically make the white sea people vanish. Instead of making them physically vanish with your physical arms and legs, you gonna just dance in a circle? Make
Man,
this shit make sense.
and and then once we get deeper into this whole white slavery shit, boy, that shit, I mean, it's gonna blow people's minds when folks start realizing that they destiny swap. That's what the manifest destiny was. Manifest destiny was about destiny swapping. So they had to destroy everything and reconstruct and rewrite a new history that they can propagate. So the whole thing was they wanted to forget their past of being slaves. So they erased their own history first before they did anybody else. They erased theirs first, which is crazy. So this is why most white Americans don't know their cultural ancestors, because their
and
ancestors
and you're
erased.
right. Yeah, you're right. Because like number five, when I on Harriet Tubman on number five, it said it also was to hold on, y'all scrolled. It said it also was to induce the fear of. I'm sorry, induce the fear, induce the thought that you was from Africa, while the YT man could claim America. That was my number five point that chat gave me. So that's exactly what you're talking about. Is destiny swapping.
Mhm. Shout
That's
out to the
exactly it.
shout out to the historian inside my life. You know, it's always a troll. He got one follower,
Always.
following, no bio, but you a historian that that nobody knows. That's diabolical. A historian with one follower. Who that? Your mama
That
following?
that's that's definitely diabolical. That's what it is. His mama's following him.
That's him on his other page, Historian 1.0. And he following Historian, the original Historian.
These folk be silly, but man, truth is stranger than fiction, though. Truth is stranger than fiction. This is why we'll never see. I mean, we will see. Well, we had a white slavery movie that was supposed to come out, but you know, white folks stopped that because they was like, nah, that's
Mm-hmm.
too much
They
close.
only gave what they gave us like the first 30 minutes of that movie. That's all the niggas saw, about 30 minutes of it.
That's dead. And
That's
it's
it.
and the funny
That's when you
thing,
know it was some heat.
it was some real shit in there.
Yeah, and I liked the title. The title was called Cracker.
What, bruh?
But it's
That's
with an
what that
A,
movie
not
was
ER,
called.
an A. Yep, it sure is
Yeah,
called that.
Yep.
Yep,
So
it's with an A,
called
not
Cracker.
an ER. I
I
was
like
supposed to
the
watch it. I
title.
never did.
man,
I forgot to watch it.
when I watched that thing on YouTube and I checked the comments, so many white folks was mad in the comments. And I was like, y'all know that this really happened to y'all motherfucking asses.
I bet they was. Yep, I was
But
supposed
they
to
was
watch it.
look, they was pissed. They was pissed about that movie. They did not want that shit to come out.
But nah, the boys gave us one episode and then they trimmed it down to 30 minutes. Then they just
Look, I'm about to say I was on Punk and them panel a couple of days ago. This girl said that she started mentioning the Amistad. Felonious was in there. This girl said the Amistad was real. That movie was real. Y'all got to go watch that movie. I said, wait a minute. This is what these niggas really believe?
They
Y'all
believe
believe
Roots is
it?
a historical movie.
Yes, they
They think
believe
it's a
12 Years a
historical.
Slave a real movie too.
Yep,
They
they
believe this
do.
shit.
and they
They
believe
believe
Roots
these are
is
real
real.
historical. They think Roots is real. They think it's
Nigga,
a
Toy
real
Story
historical
got more truth in
movie.
it than Roots.
Bruh,
Goddamn Shrek got more truth in it than Roots.
who are
Give me
these?
the whatever, you know what I'm saying? Fairly
I
Odd Parents.
I I will believe in Freddie and Jason before I believe in goddamn Roots and Amistad, my G. Like it, cause it might be a nigga with a hockey mask out here. You know what I'm saying? Like
It might be nigga with a
We
glove with
know
some
it
knives
is.
on it.
You
It
know
might
them
be.
YT people how they are. You know it is somebody out there with a hockey mask on every Halloween.
man,
We already
Exactly.
know.
the natives definitely believe that shit. Like I scrolled into Joyiah live and he had a bunch of natives on there and they was like they was like Black Americans they don't know their history. They need to go watch Roots. That actually happened. I was like, what? Go find me a nigga named Kunta Kinte right now in Africa. Cause he can't be the only
Kids,
Kunta Kinte.
don't
It got
find me a
And then
nigga.
when you tell them that Alex Haley got sued, matter of fact, even when he's trying to tell Dumb Dada, because he's gonna be Dumb Dada to me. When you try to tell Dumb Dada, him is one of them Africans, he really thinks that's a real historical movie. He thinks that happened. And when they tried to tell him that Alex Haley got sued and lost because he plagiarized a real family, he still didn't believe it.
mm-hmm.
Like,
They
are
be,
you serious? You can look this up.
yeah, he said he was gonna go live on us earlier. We had him in the pickle. We had him in the corner.
Chokehold.
He couldn't do nothing. He listen. He was in the chokehold, low. So I said, you want to know what we identify as so bad, and everybody was telling him, and then we was like, Nigga, what are you? And he said, this nigga said he's black.
Man,
Like, where the fuck is black lady? Yeah. He said he black.
I'm
I said,
black, my mama
so
black, my daddy black. We all proud to be black.
this the new Pan African. They don't want to be African or anything. They just want to be black.
I ain't even gonna
Her
cap. Like,
fucking in her panel, they go by that same shit, that I'm black shit. When I remember one day I was over there, I'm barbecuing the whole panel. And then next thing you know, I said, yeah, that's the problem with y'all Pan Africans. Nigga, the music stopped, everything stopped. They said, who's a Pan African? We not Pan Africans. I said, wow. I didn't even know where I was. I said, yeah, so y'all don't believe y'all from Africa? They say, yeah, but we not Pan Africans, we just black.
that's sad. That's
Yeah,
sad.
they tie that black shit into Africa. They go hand in hand like peanut butter and jelly.
We
What's even sadder is when you try to explain to people what a social construct is, and it just don't go through. I'm like, y'all know that this ain't no real shit, right?
He
What are you talking
understood that, Los. He admitted it. That race is a social construct. But he said we got to use it for race purposes in America. I said, no, we don't have to use it. Nigga, you tripping.
about? He said we
He
got
said
it.
we have to use it. Yeah,
Yeah,
he
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 did. He
said
definitely
Don Dada
admitted that
is a
he knew it was a
diabolical
social
nigga.
construct. Yeah, he said he
Yeah,
knew it was
Don, boy,
a social construct. He literally admitted it, but then going to
he
say
a
we still have to
diabolical
use it,
nigga.
and it's still a race. Don't forget, he said it's still your race. Your ethnicity, yeah, is American, but it's still
Say you
your
still
race.
black. I
You're
said,
still black.
damn.
That's wild.
I could, yes. Now that's wild. That's why he's dumbfounded to me.
Cause my guy,
Like that. That's crazy.
cause my nationality is American. My ethnicity is Mississippi. So I don't know what he
So
talking about.
look,
He
he said he
knows
told
that the
Midnight.
nationality is American. He knows that too. But he said your
This
race is
nigga at
still black.
Midnight, he told Midnight him and the Midnight in the same city, right? They both in Dallas. This nigga Midnight said, I'm about to pull up on you. What's your address? So he supposedly DM Midnight the address. Midnight pulled like 20 minutes go past. Next you know, Midnight cut on his camera and he in front of like a brick house. And he get out the car. He like, nigga, where you at? I'm in front of your house. He like, nigga, that ain't my house. He had the nigga on the wild goose chasing, looking for this
But the
nigga
thing
today.
about he dropped the address. He told Midnight his address, and Midnight pulled up on him. Then he's like, I don't know where you at. That's not. He's like, you dropped the address in the comments, and people was resharing the address that he dropped, which was the address where Midnight
That
was.
shit was
So then
crazy.
he gonna say, I didn't say, what was it, Urban or Urban or something. He said, I said Urban or something crazy. So Midnight said, oh, I got you. I'll go there too. Midnight went to the second location. It was like,
Yeah,
where
that's
you
what I said.
at?
He had this man on the wild goose chase,
Man,
looking for this
So then
man.
somebody comments, it was like, no, he gonna say urban next, URBAN. When I tell you that the live was, when I say that live was
Yeah,
jumping,
it was cracking this morning.
it was
Look,
cracking. But he was sending
he was
Midnight
saying
on
all
a
kind of
wild
bullshit.
goose chase.
He started off with saying that none of us on paper can show our genealogical records past colonization. I said, huh? There's plenty of people that can show that. What is you talking about? It's a thing called colonial records and motherfucking what's called records before the colonial records. What's the time period? Renaissance and all them type of records, nigga. They got all kind of records. If you go searching, you will find.
yeah,
I don't know what these niggas be talking about.
man, these folks don't read.
Listen,
I, I, I
low.
I'm, I'm at the point where paying goofies, they got no context, clue, skills. They can't read because it's just weird, man. These people is weird, dog. These people weird, man.
Thing about these new Pan Africans, they kind of get they'll give you like leeway and be like, yeah, you're right about that, but then they'll mention something that ain't really got nothing to do with it. That's one of his like go tos that he do. He's basically like the new like him, no more pseudo. It's like a new crew of these Pan Africans, but they don't give a damn what evidence you show them. It don't matter what records you show them, what evidence, what book you bring out, they're gonna move the goalposts. That's what they do. Once you
And
prove
that's what
one
he
thing,
kept doing
yeah.
too. He
Yeah, I
kept
Prove
got
doing
one
that
like,
thing, he
because
moved the goalpost.
everybody was showing him proof, which he didn't show none. He'll put up some records, some like AI overviews, but he wasn't really showing no proof. And every time somebody would show him proof, he would move the goalpost.
what's that, emo tip? Peace, peace.
Peace, family. How y'all doing tonight?
Peace, peace,
Good,
fam.
how you doing?
Yeah, I was in live. I was in the live earlier. Dude was crazy. These people just brainwashed. I think some of. I don't think he an agent. I just think they severely brainwashed. Roots, James Brown, all of them did a number on him.
Man,
Yeah,
that
It's wild.
James Brown too. Like we don't know James Brown is an American Indian, nigga. Stop playing with that.
he grew up
Well,
in my
even like
city.
when I said that James, you can go look at the interview where James Brown said that he regretted making that song because he said he was pressured into making that song because all the conflicts that was going on in the country at the time, they was forcing him
Actually,
to
they
make that
paid
song
him.
to bring unity. And he said it was the worst thing he's ever done. I was like, you can look up his interview. No, our people wanted to be called black. No, they did not. I said, you're talking to someone who lived through this era. No, they did not. We were still putting a pause on people
People
even
didn't
into
want to be called black in the
2000s for
80s.
calling us black. Like we did not want that. You're
Exactly.
literally there's two people. I was like, at this point, there's two people on the panel that lived through this era. Me and I am my ancestors. We both know because we was there at the time. We was children when this was going on. He
Yeah,
still
I'm
didn't
about
want
to
to
say,
hear it.
yeah, I was about to say cause James Brown is from my city, Augusta, Georgia. Like we know his people and everything. His folks stay down the street from my grandmama house that I was at. Like we all know we Indians down there. And so when he made the song, my daddy and them was looking at him like, what the fuck is wrong with James Brown? Because he grew up in the area
Everybody
being
was.
called black is disrespectful. So they was like, the fuck going on with him? So I was like, man, that shit's wild. And then I got trolled by a new Pan African yesterday. And the crazy thing is he was trying to defend the fact that white people was never slaves. And I was like, why are you getting offended that I'm teaching white people are slaves? Like, why are you mad as a black man? You know what I'm saying? He couldn't answer.
Yeah, like why would that bother you?
Yeah. Man, that's shit. He was like, well, you know, it's a
But it
difference.
didn't bother the white man that was on your panel, though. It didn't
No,
bother the white man that kept coming up.
the white man agreed
He
with
was
me.
agreeing with you. He was agreeing with everything you were saying.
And that was funny. Like, I had a new Pan African, trying to fight off the fact that I'm teaching about white slavery, and then I had an actual white man come on there. He was like, "Yeah, bro, everything you saying is true." And check this out. And he started adding shit in. I was like, "I ain't know that."
You did. And was like, I'm gonna follow you. I'm gonna come back. I like this teaching over here.
Yeah, like, man, these folks is wild.
And you know, this would be the white people the most who stay in their lane though.
Mhm. Bro, as long as me and Swarthy and Copper been on TikTok, we rarely get trolled by white folks. Most of them actually
No,
agree
you really
with us
don't.
if you catch the
Yeah,
white
they
ones.
do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
they
I'd
do.
have people inbox me, and since I've been on here, I swear to God, that's the least pushback I get from. Like, they be following you, they be commenting on your videos, inboxing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had a lady inbox say, "Hey, yeah, my family been here since the colony days. You guys are true. Don't let nobody tell you different."
That we had white tea like followers and shit that used to be in our lives all the time. What happened to Miss Mac?
Oh, so the YT followers on my side, they stopped coming in because the Indian community made them stop coming.
Wow.
Cause
Is
We
that
had
why
YT
Gigi
followers.
stopped coming too? Because
Yeah, we had a lot of white
Gigi was a
followers.
mod. She was a mod. Miss Mac was a mod.
now
Like
Gigi
they
still
was
come in
cool.
every now and then. Gigi still come in, but Miss Mac and the others, they
Nah,
uh,
that was my sister. She was cool. Like
so
that was a sis right there.
so they had inboxed me and they said that they still watch the content, but they don't really interact like that no more because the bad apples of the Indian community got real racist and hatred toward. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck all
Yeah,
white people. You know what I'm saying? And they took it to the extreme and it made them feel uncomfortable.
and they don't
Yeah,
be
because
understanding
our
sometimes.
YT
Like,
followers, I'm about to say our YT followers was basically like allies.
They
They
was
would
like
like,
that.
that's
Well,
what
well,
I'm
Miss
they
about to
Mac
was
was
say.
like
dropping
Like,
gems on
fam.
this shit too.
Miss Mac
So
was
like,
like fam though. She was
yeah,
like
that's what I'm
fam.
saying. There was a few other ones that
Wow.
that don't come around no more.
I
Yeah, and
was
they
wondering what
still be
happened to
watching, but
her.
they probably just feel like staying in their lane and stuff. But they be so. But one thing about it, they'll go look into the pyramids and stuff. When we be not, they'll go look and they stand 10 toes down on it. And there be a lot of other ones who be learning from us too. Who don't think about how many followers people be having. You don't even know who really looking at you and learning from it just from the sidelines.
Yeah, like I remember when a beast used to come into the live and shout out to Memnon who's still rocking out and he understands. But man, I done had some Africans come in and was like, y'all telling the truth. Akil Wellness, the African chick from a long time ago. She came in and was like, you guys are American. Don't let these Africans tell you.
I
And
haven't seen her in a while either.
the Indian community ran her off because she was African. It was Kenya.
Yeah.
She was like, I don't give a fuck about these Africans, and she stopped coming to the live. so
Nah,
like,
see, I
so
don't believe in that.
so this is why I kind of get frustrated in my message. Be like, bro, we got to stop chasing off motherfuckers who can potentially be allies. Like everybody's not literally against us. I know it seems like that because that's what they show us, but you'll be surprised who's rooting for us on the low ski for real, for real.
Yeah, I done have people from the African continent, you know what I'm saying, say like y'all telling the real deal, like I support y'all, like what you saying, like you gotta get to the point where higher vibrations and raise to the point we got to talk about diplomatic shit. You get what I'm saying? You got to think on the level of a emperor. You know what I'm saying? A ruler. You got to go to them things like you can't be out for everybody blood because everybody, like you said, not against us. And what does that leave us? You know what I'm saying? Especially when people get the dog going in on the Caribbean islands and South. I'm like y'all going too far because that means we ain't got nobody.
Exactly. Like y'all are pushing folks away who is actually trying to agree with us. Like, and I use Malcolm X for an example. When he went to Cuba and he hollered at Castro to help us get asylum. Anytime America trips on us, we can go to Cuba for asylum. And Malcolm X did that. Malcolm X ain't give a fuck that goddamn Castro was half Armenian and he looked the way he looked. Like these niggas was on some, you got the same oppressor, I got the same oppressor, man. This is what we gonna do. And they linked up together. So it's like at some point in time we gotta stop really thinking surface level. Like it's people out here, you know what I'm saying? We got the Asian girl out here who dropping gems and it's people who's trying to inside the Indian community who's trying to like, you feel me? And it's like, we gotta stop it. Like we gotta stop that thinking
Remember
everybody.
the little white girl that used to do the videos talk about the quote unquote black inventions and the true history of Black Americans. Y'all remember her? And she went viral. This was like a few years ago. They ran
Yeah.
her off too.
Yep.
Yeah, she told me they ran her off too because she said, but she got ran off by her own people because they was calling her the N-word lover because her whole content was truth about us and being the original people on this land. She said it was her very own people that ran her off.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, like, if people is supporting our message, then we should let them rock out. No matter what they look like, we should let them rock out because the
Because
more people who can spread the message for us, you know what I'm saying? Like, we don't have, if we can have a YT person to spread a message and they on the white TikTok side, that's good. We don't have that on our side, so that means the message get pushed even further. So as long as we on the same page, then it's all good. I don't care what you look like.
and we talking about that's a benefit to everybody understanding this history because this is actual, you know what I'm saying, the real world story, Earth story. This is Earth story we talking about, not they made a reality, manufactured social engineering project. No, it's real Earth story where we talking about what happened on the Earth and how situations cause and effect and what's actually going on. And this everybody should want to know their history. That's even beneficial to white people to know that hey, they enslaved y'all. They don't like y'all. They using y'all as the face of white supremacy. They don't like y'all. You
Exactly,
know what I'm saying? They
y'all.
let y'all get in the middle class. It's the first time y'all could own property and houses and shit. Y'all were slaves in Europe.
Not that long ago either.
Right. This is why white supremacy worked. The middle class thing worked in America because now, at first, I got an article, you know what I'm saying? It was talking about on the plantations, the Indians, the white tea Americas, then the imported Negroes, that could have came from Caribbean islands, that could have came from anywhere, even other parts of the America, but who they said labeled on the plantations. But they turned them against each other because the Indian always riled up the white tea, and the white tea always followed the Indian.
Hmm.
And they always followed us. So they turned us. That's when they started doing the white black caste system and all that shit.
Yep. Yep. That's facts, man. Facts. You know, so but a lot of those people still they still watch us though. They just don't, you know, they don't come into the live like that. But they'll watch the
That's
video.
sad.
And
Hell, I don't. All melanated people are not my allies. So why would you? Why would I not think that other people that don't have my skin complexion can't be my ally? Like I don't trust all melanated people.
man, when you
And I feel
feel
like we got to get the same thing. It's on both things because just like all the melanated people stab us in the back, the white tea, but it's some white tea people like you said who are ally, and then we all in the same country too. You know what I'm saying? Not
And that's
country,
my
you know,
other
it's a
thing.
corporation for sure, but you know what I'm saying. In the setting on this land, we all in this land together. Now they here, so we got to
Oh,
take
they
control
got
of the
mad at
situation
me
anyway.
in the hotel because the other day, I guess that video went out with the girl from I think Cameroon or somewhere, where the president sold their country to the United States, and she's like, "This happening to the kids, and this happening to kids." I said, "Let me tell you something. I don't give a f about what's happening to nobody's kids outside of my very own country. I will go and feed the Native Americans and the YT kids before I feed somebody outside this country. Because the fact remains is that we always worrying about what's going on in somebody else's country. We always jumping and running to their aid, but don't do shit for our very own people. Let me tell you something. These people live on the same land I live on, so they come before anybody else."
Facts, and
And
when we take control of this shit,
they
it's
was
ours.
jumping me for that comment. Was trying
But let
to
me tell
jump
you,
me for that
when niggas really
comment.
do that, niggas like us, like real deal, who from this, like from the land. I know Uncle Tom's nobody speaking to us, the real deal. They gonna follow you anyways. I made a video before, just talking about that time, like sending the immigrants back and all that stuff. But it was basically I was doing a video of a black lady in Chicago. When she was talking about how the immigrants was taking all the resources and everything, and she was so like adamant about it. The white tea people was in the comments. Somebody else had shared it like on Facebook. They took my video. It had like 1.4 million views on it over on Facebook. But the point is, it was so many white tea people up in the comments, just like, damn, this is what I'm waiting for. Unite, let's take it back. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like when it comes to this land, they arrive. We just gotta take control of that shit.
But we're gonna have to, honestly speaking, we're gonna have to unite with them because we are on the same land. Like we're really gonna have to. We can go to our
Exactly.
perspective corners when it's all over and done with, but initially we're gonna have to.
Niggas act like Bacon's rebellion didn't happen.
real quick, y'all, for your public service announcement, because I'm always gonna remind y'all, probably this whole week, since he been going hard this whole week. Remember, the main person who's saying we ain't got no culture and we still in culture used to dress like this not that long ago. Throwing up East Side, cousin throwing up Crip Side, wearing all red, pants sagging, very urban like. You know what I'm saying? And it don't look like he's on the reservation. It look like somebody's neighborhood, a nice neighborhood, because they got the glass door, screen door on it. So I know that's a nice neighborhood right there. So
That's diabolical.
it's just diabolical as hell. But he's probably channeling his great grandmother's side of the family when he was like this.
Facts. Bro, I asked this nigga, he commented on my video, and then I asked this nigga, I said, what side of the, I said, he was like, oh, now you playing half Indian or some shit, he said. And then I said, oh, I said, basically, which side are you on? Are you half blood or half Crip? And now to see that he blood and Crip, like, basically, I didn't even know that he had blood pictures, but I seen them Crip pictures.
And that man from the east side of the Reds. Shit, I
And
don't
he
even.
got his pants hanging down off his butt like our young YNs do and all that. Look at him. Because you can see him, you can see it even when he's sitting down that they're hanging off his butt.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? This what these niggas do. They cosplay us.
the next picture.
And listen, this nigga. This is it. His mo. When Joyiah first came around, he was trying to be cool with us. We was on that nigga cranium. We was like, Native Americans ain't the real
Because we
Americans. We
gave
didn't get
him
that
the
nigga a chance.
chief smoke a lot name. We the ones that
Yeah,
gave him that name.
yeah. We didn't get that
Because
nigga a
he was
chance.
on there smoking them long cigarettes.
That's what I'm
When Joya
saying.
came around, when Joya
So
came around,
what is that
he looked
in?
just like this.
Oh, that's that N stand for Native with an attitude.
When Joya came around, he looked just like this. When he came around, I promise to you. We said cut the camera on. He cut it on. He looked like this. He didn't look like this new
Yeah, he
Joya
was
that y'all
thugged
see.
out. He had to. We like okay, and then he started
Yep.
talking, and we started correcting this nigga. He didn't like being corrected. You
Yep,
should just
I
let that
remember
nigga rock
that.
out.
He said she let him walk out.
Cause he was trying to be our friend at first. I remember that shit.
Cause he liked that name we gave him when we started calling him T Smoke a lot. Cause remember he used to be on camera without getting taken down with them long
We used to be
cigarettes,
tripping
and
like,
we
how
like
you can smoke on camera and we can't even.
right. And then it would take him hours to finish that one thing because it would be lit the whole time. He would be
Yeah, all
alive.
these talking
That
points.
thing
he
never
got now,
burned up.
He didn't have none of that back then. He used to be on the panel just rambling. I don't know what the fuck that nigga used to be talking about back in the day. He used to be high. That's what he used to be.
All the time.
Zai said this man can pass for a Puerto Rican.
See, originally that's what I thought he was. I
did
just thought
too.
that's what he was too.
Or Cuban.
Yeah.
I thought he was either Cuban or Puerto Rican.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
My man said, I'm from New York. I'm Seneca Indian. What?
He said, I'm Seneca.
So I'm like, I remember when he first came in around and I first like had a real conversation with him. And then I asked him like, I said, you from New York City or you from like Buffalo, outskirts type of New York City? He was basically like, I'm from up north. I'm from Buffalo and all this shit. So so like the conversation, and at this time, I was still kind of fucking with Young Pharaoh, and I started asking him, do he know Young Pharaoh and shit? He was basically like, no, I never heard of him. Who is him? I'm like, oh yeah, you ain't really tapped in out there like that spiritually. Like all the at that time, this is 2021, 2020 when we first meeting this nigga.
Shit, this probably this damn ghost, the ghost gene that he was talking about in his video earlier. He was like, Native Americans have the ghost gene. What? The ghost gene must be that Negro that's showing.
That shit diabolical. Yeah, this nigga said they Neanderthals now. He didn't say they a bunch of shit now. He said they Denisovans, Neanderthals, and they predate so-called Africans.
Yep.
Yeah.
He said the Neanderthal predates Africans.
He just be saying any motherfucking thing.
Check out the drip. My man got the red and black New York hat, right? With the Cuban link, with the earrings, with the black and red. Okay, I like the color coordination. I know you've been around some.
He said, he looked in the mirror and said, I know I look good. I know I look good today. I know I look good today. Yeah,
yes.
I'm going to pull this one. I'm going to pull that one. Yeah, I'm going to pull her today. Yep, I'm going to pull her today.
I know he be saying the N-word thing, and when as soon as he get a couple shot in him or something, as soon as he hit that.
Oh, yeah.
He definitely does.
His black
he rap all the rap lyrics. He got
a black grandmom too. And he got a black grandmom too. Oh yeah, he does.
Oh, his grandma. That's what he says. His grandma black.
Yeah, no, he don't say it, but we be saying it.
Oh,
he did his genealogy, and they said that he has a black grandmother, black great grandmother.
No,
somebody did his genealogy.
And look, Neanderthals and Denisovans don't come from America. They're not. They didn't find none of their skulls here. They found their skulls in Asia, in Europe. They ain't find no Neanderthal skulls in America. So how this nigga tied to the land? You said you Neanderthal. Now you just put yourself in Africa, dumbass.
But he gonna. That's why
his cousin just came on TikTok. His cousin said he's Filipino though. He's like, he is not no Native American. He's Filipino, and I think he said Cuban and Filipino, right?
Yeah. This
what the cousin said.
About. Go ahead. What she say?
No, go ahead. I was asking Swarthy, didn't he say Filipino and Cuban? I think he said Filipino and Cuban.
Yeah, Filipino. He said their family is Filipinos, but they ain't the light skinned Filipinos ain't the original Filipinos anyway.
No, they not.
So he could be a Spaniard still.
What y'all think about the Hairs of Great Britain dude?
Fraud.
Yeah,
I've been saying it from day one. Fraud.
I'm kind of side-eyeing. I ain't seen enough content yet to
fraud.
Once I seen that video with that American accent, how he was really talking for real, or I was like, this shit crazy.
Yeah, I seen that video.
Wow.
See, but I went back. I should have shared it. I actually went back from I'm a person, I go to your page and research, and I'll scroll until I can't scroll no more. So when I went all the way back on I'll go to everybody's page. I look at everybody. You're going to always see Copper Hugh, Triple Wild, scrolling in you.
You said you're going to do your investigation.
That's right. Copper Hugh viewed your profile. Yep. And when I did, I went all the way back and I seen how in the beginning wasn't even talking with that accent. He was only talking American. But I think he may be like American and half American
But
and half African.
the video I
don't
seen where he talking shit about us is basically he was basically repping for Africans. He was basically saying that Africans
exactly.
are hard workers. They come over here and they get their little businesses and all this stuff, and they got
That's why I
houses
think he's
out
half
here.
African and half American. That's why I think
That's what he was saying. We need to
both.
pick ourselves up and all this
The
shit.
first
And I'm like,
generation,
okay.
it's something with him. He done moved to Scotland. He done something with him because I'm like, this
He
is some
moved to
real
2 countries.
psychosis shit. This shit crazy to me though.
Yes, he's actually moved to 2. He moved to Scotland and he moved to
Alaska.
I think he said is it Alaska? Yep. He moved.
Yep.
He went to 2 countries. Yeah. Yep.
Because
He's a fraud. I've been saying it.
I've been
saying he was a fraud.
Like, when I see that accent, every time I see him talk, I'm like, how did you get that by just moving to Scotland in a couple of years? Because like it's different. Like if you move, like nigga move to the south, you might pick up on that accent, but you in the same country. To go from the accent to the full like Aboriginal Scottish accent, like that's insane to me. Like this shit is some crazy shit to me.
But
Like
some people know how to change their voices. Look at them comedians; they know how to mimic certain people's voices. I just think he learned how to mimic it. But I literally have been saying this since he came out. I was like, he's a fraud.
Africans and them English, not English motherfuckers, but them British niggas, they know how to mimic us to the T.
And
That's why
I
they
think
get
he
them
may
to
be
play
British
us in
too. Yep, I think he's British as well.
Wales or some shit. This nigga giving me
because
some
all that
other
shit
part
like
of that.
Scottish, Wales, all that shit is like is really one. I think that's all what makes the UK.
Exactly.
UK. He giving me UK vibes, but at the same time he giving me African cosplaying vibes.
And he give me some that he done found history and light. And my thing is, if you get in the light and the history, just be yourself with it. Like don't come and because growth is about everything is about growth, and you might came from a different understanding, but don't go. It's like now you defrauding people. You get what I'm saying? Like, well, you with the ones who ain't did their research, I guess.
Exactly. Because at the end of the day, there's one thing about TikTok. If you playing and you gonna get exposed. If you playing, the motherfucker gonna see you every time. They gonna catch your ass slipping every time.
And it just ain't
I
took
caught
me
that guy slipping yesterday. What was that guy's name that I caught slipping? He came up. He was on a panel and he had that. I had the Moor flag, the pitchfork. With a Moor pitchfork and the red and the black circles and stuff. And I called his ass out and he changed the symbols on his name.
Yeah,
I was like,
dude,
no.
It was a lot of dudes that was popping up yesterday, and the live I had before that.
I am tetherless. His name is I am tetherless. Because I was like, he's a Moor, and somebody was like, nah, he's not a Moor. I said, yes, he is. He got the Moor pitchfork and the Moor circles. As soon as I called him out, that fool left alive, changed them symbols in his name, came back with like a bow and arrow and a feather and something else. I was like, yo, I can be telling you, when you come over here,
and that other dude,
you gotta be on your A game. Because you never know what we catch.
Him and that other dude that was up there with us, they both came back to back. They was together. I seen them niggas on the live, like right
Flying
after I
Ink.
ended my live.
I didn't forget his name, Flying Ink.
Yeah. They was on the live.
Fly Ink.
Yeah, Fly Ink. It's like a whole crew of them niggas.
I made that nigga change his logo in his name. He came back and changed his name. Because I called him out. But you notice one thing, he never came up on that panel and called me a liar.
Yeah,
he never said nothing in the comments either.
I think Lawson then got kicked out his own live.
Probably. But you see how I am telling this, never once in the comments said, she lying, I didn't change my name. He didn't come up on the panel and said, she lying, I didn't change my name. He said in those comments and was quiet. So I was like, if I'm lying, prove I'm wrong. I wish I took a screenshot, but I mean, he didn't prove me wrong. He never once defended himself. Like that man was a whole Moor that whole time. He was a Moor.
That's what they do.
The whole time.
This shit's so crazy. Like when you sit back and just really be peeping what's going on, this is like some mystical, crazy shit that people can sit and cosplay. Like it's just wild. Like I'd be like, reality, actuality is wild.
Nah, I was looking for this picture.
Yeah. There's Gerbil. There's Gerbil. Gerbil was in there exactly. I made that man change his logos in his name. So you know how Gerbil got them logos in her name? He had the Moor stuff in his name, and that nigga changed it after I called him out.
peeping the scene.
So this is Joyiah's great grandmama. She got a nice little afro, like she just picked that thing. But you know,
Her afro, boy.
yeah, that afro on game.
Afros.
Yeah, he
He
giving it
tried to
away.
take that picture down. Everybody was like, too late. We got that screenshot the moment you showed that picture.
And then the
And
crazy,
that
That's
picture went
what,
viral by it.
look, right after that, that's when he went on the super campaign, fuck us. That's when it was.
Yes. Yup.
After that, he was like, fuck them. I'm about to just start
Every
doing my own live. Because he didn't used to do his own live.
He didn't. He never went live. He didn't.
that man,
That
started
man was
growing
mad that we
hair
got that
out, trying to
picture.
look like the Hollywood
That's
Indian.
wild. Look at her hair though. That's crazy.
Isn't it? But that's when he started wearing his hair braided, because he wasn't wearing his hair braided like that either. He was wearing it more like the Mexicans and the Asians wear theirs. He wasn't wearing it with the two braids like that. He changed his whole identity because he was mad that we got that picture so quickly.
Oh yeah, they going all back. Like this shit all crazy how that shit be tied in though. You never know what their family was into, who they was rolling with. What was, you know what I'm saying? This shit is wild.
And then too, so now with, because I heard y'all talk about the little black Britain Scottish Ireland dude. So I'm kind of like raising my eye up at him now, because at first, you know, I was like, oh hell yeah. But then, you know, like ever since that little video came out that everybody seen, I started looking at it. And then today he changed his username. So it's not heirs of Britain or nothing that no more. It's heirs of German. And he got the German.
Stop playing.
He just
Stop
changed.
playing, Los.
It's heirs of German or Germany now. He got,
Wow.
Yeah, I was just saying that shit. That shit weird though. Like I was peeping them too. Like I'm like, man, I was with you too. Like when he first came out, like okay, check it out. Then when I seen that video with it was the accent for me. Like I'm like, damn, bro, like this crazy. This diabolical. You know what I'm saying? After that, I just started peeping them different though. So you know what I'm saying? That would make me extra about it. 'Cause I just seen his live pop up, and I was about to go ahead and give him the ooh wee real quick and hit that block party. But I'm like, he ain't doing shit to me. You know what I'm saying? So shit, I just see the scene. I peep it.
I didn't hear an Irish accent. When I first heard him, I always heard a British accent. So I was actually confused as to how everybody was hearing an Irish accent. I think it was simply because he said it, because I literally thought when I heard him talk, he was British. So, but I was like y'all too. I said, all right, okay, we got the quote unquote black Irish coming on here, man. We're gonna have the black Scots and the black Brits, and maybe all of them gonna come forward. But then I'm like, yo, what? Well, actually, I had already looked at his video, so I had already knew that video because I've already scrolled. Because like I said, I heard a British accent, I didn't hear Irish. But even when that one came out, that really let me know. I was like, see, I knew I felt what I felt. Because one thing about me, my husband will tell y'all, and I'm gonna say like just like this, I'm never wrong when I say I don't like somebody and there's a reason why I don't like them. I will tell you, and if I don't know the reason, I will tell you I don't know the reason yet, but it's something about that person that's gonna come out. My husband and my children will tell you, I say it all the time, and they'll tell you I've never been wrong. When I say I don't trust somebody, it's because I don't trust them, and it always comes out, and they always manifest and tell me why I didn't trust them, and I didn't trust them.
and like when I heard when I heard the English accent video, and I was like, okay, I even tried to give him some leeway, because I was like, okay, I heard Idris Elba, the 21 Savage, maybe he just good at flipping it, code switch. You know what I'm saying? But then like the more I watch the lives from the hallway, I catch like a mixture of a whole bunch of accents, because like on some lives he'll sound Irish, another live he'll have like a British accent,
Like he playing a character.
yeah, and then
That's
another
why I
live,
stopped. Like I watch it from the hard way too, or I was going in because I was following him before, even like he was spending some knowledge even before his videos, and they found out about the black Scottish and all this. He already had a page, so I had seen him before, but I never really scrolled. I saw a video he had made talking about some information, so I had followed him, and then after that popped off, that's when I said, "Oh, this nigga faking." You know what I'm saying? Oh, that shit. I was like, "This wild," but I still was watching him for a little minute. So you know what I'm saying? So I just seen him live today. I was like, "That's wild." Like how he moving.
yeah. So I ain't been in his lives in a grip now. I'm just watching it. I mean, because I haven't heard him or seen him say anything foul when me and him when we inboxed each other. He ain't never said nothing foul. He actually asked me for books and more sources and stuff, and he been showing them on his live. So like, but I
Did he
ain't.
give you the credit for it?
I ain't. I mean, He shot me out a few times. You know, I ain't gonna cap on him like that. He has shot at me out a few
Yeah,
times. So that's
you
why I
know
was like,
you ain't saying like you don't know if it's attention. You know what I'm saying? He just putting it
I'm
down,
just
but you
watching.
just peep the scene on it.
Yeah, I'm just watching.
I'm
That's it.
just saying,
Yeah.
if somebody share books with you, you need to let people know that's not my information, but I got this from my homie Los or my homie Swarthy or my homie Imhotep. Like, just be honest. Let people know. You know, I say it all the time. I didn't know this information. I got this from here. I think it's wrong when you put it out and try to make it like it's your own information because we all here to help each other. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, so he gave me a shout out, and he gave a few other shout outs. So I'm just watching right now. I ain't, but just know I'm sitting here like, damn, you know what I'm saying? I'm a little shocked. And then the fact that you are a Marine too, and what kind of Marine?
Right.
Like, what branch are you in? You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
what's really going on?
Yeah, yeah, so, and my dad,
Because
now
we
that
gotta be
heard
real with what's going on, what we own though. You know what I'm saying? We in the matrix. They don't want people to
Green Beret shit.
you know, they don't want this shit. They don't want people to wake up. They watching this shit though. Like they got them. They know what's up. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You know, they got the land. So you know, this whole psyop that they got everybody brainwashed. This shit real in real time. You know what I'm saying? They don't want us to wake up because they in our shit. You get me? And when they know you and your shit, and many niggas really start calling this shit out as it's gonna keep progress, they gotta be prepared for that. So they looking at their plans, what they gonna do already. You know what I'm saying? Because they know what's up. It's an awakening. They know a mass awakening is gonna come.
Yup. And if y'all and if y'all want to do a side mission, and if y'all, like to play around and conversate with Chat GPT or these things, ask Chat GPT this specific question and watch what it tell you. Ask them, hey, do the government know who the chosen ones are? Chat GPT gonna tell you yes. And then ask them, do they also know who the real American Indians are? Of course they know because they the ones that did it. But ChatGPT will be like, yeah. So like Emotep saying like they know, but they don't want us to fully reach our full potential of what they know that we can reach. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, we know who these people are, and we know when they go live because we sitting in the live, we hitting the glitch button and all this. You know what I'm saying? And they've been doing this shit since like the Bobby Hemmett days and before them people. So man,
And they limit us in our corner too. Even on the algorithm, they know they gotta come, the knowledge gotta come out, so they gonna let it get through. Like niggas, like y'all been on here, you know what I'm saying? They pushing niggas through the algorithm on bullshit who get millions and millions on shit. Like you gotta really build this, you know what I'm saying? As far as when you building on information and everything, you putting out in our thing, so they watching, they know, and they know what to put out, you know what I'm saying? What will wham, so they own this. You know, is what it is. It will come with it though. You know, at the end of the day, because this is really a military thing. What's going on? They have siege of a land and we're inside of it. You know what I'm saying? It's, just by the nature of what happened, the shit, we on the opposite end. They took our land. You get what I'm saying? So they watching it. This valuable. You got to think all these LLCs that they got. You know what I'm saying? That's all. We supposed to be getting all type of stuff, business, taxes, everything that move around here. We really supposed to be controlling what's going on. You know what I'm saying? But they got us all locked into being. They got us our people brainwashed. So
and,
yeah, hell yeah, this valuable. When
and,
you see
and,
them.
and you definitely know it's valuable too, and it's definitely an algorithm thing. That's why I kind of always try to tell people pay attention to those who gotta work extra hard to get the information to you. To those who don't, pay attention to just the app. I mean, last night I watched a woman eat cake, and she had 5 million likes on that motherfucker, and I was like, for eating cake, bruh? I'm sitting here reading. We up here reading dope gems and putting. This shit is amazing. You know what I'm saying? And we begin like 100 likes, 200 likes,
What?
maybe 30.
Especially, bro, you know how like when you know that, like when you know that you done worked hard, put your information, like you ever did that one of them videos, and they won't even push your shit at all. You get what I'm saying? Like, and you done work real hard on it. Like, damn, and it's some jams in it you dropping. I'd be like that. It'd be crazy though. But at the same time, what you said, like they know what to push through.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah,
I got a
there was
video
a
right
young guy
now
that
that's
I
stuck at
just
100
seen.
views.
Yeah,
I got a
I
video
seen a
right
guy
now.
just said a minute ago, right before Los went live. He said he gets almost 1 million views every day. He go live and he just shows Pokemon cards.
I need to go buy some Pokemon.
I'm not lying. I'm not lying. Young melanated guy. He said he gets almost 1 million views every day, and all he do is show Pokemon cards.
I'm gonna
He's
show
a Pokemon
Pokemon cards
lover.
and read books to
I
y'all.
said, damn, I'm about to buy me some Pokemon
Because if
cards.
you ain't dropping enlightenment and all you doing is keeping the people distracted and entertained, they gonna push you
They
through because
push
that's
you.
where they
Yeah,
want
they
to
let
keep
you
people.
go.
They can't deny us having a spot on certain platforms and stuff because at the end of the day, it's just certain ways you got to play. Even in they satanic world, the world who really rule all this shit, they got to give you a little light. You know what I'm saying? So you could choose what's going on. But at the end of the day, these people, they like you got to push it through. They ain't gonna promote it. You know what I'm saying? Especially you get in a reward program. Hell no, you're done.
Yeah, them boys keep me up out of the reward program. Like when I first got started and I hit my first 10K, man, I got invited to the TikTok rewards program and all of that. I was like, okay, cool. TikTok about to start paying me to read books and teach people. That's what I thought. As soon as they got used to my content and knew what I was talking about, they was like, yeah, you can't be inside this reward program no more. I was like, damn.
Didn't they
And
do
my
that to
videos,
you, Swarthy, too?
man, my videos was doing numbers then too. I was like, boy, y'all cheated me out of thousands of dollars.
Hmm.
Because I remember both of y'all was doing them type of numbers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they took my shit. They been took my shit like 17 accounts ago. So like I was like scrolling. I forgot that all my videos I ever made ever since TikTok, I was always uploading them to my Facebook. I was just scrolling on my Facebook. I seen shit from all the way from 2020 videos I was making that I forgot about. Like, wait a minute, I
Yeah,
seen all kind of videos.
yeah,
I'm
my
like, damn.
page.
And then like how Imhotep was talking about, you see the growth in your content. I seen the video that I would like. It then there made me cringe that I made that shit. Like, damn, I made
I need to
this.
find me a hustle.
I got this
I need
video
to
that I
find
be
me a
telling you
hustle.
that too. I ain't even gonna care. And then it's like man, them boy and like my page now, like both this page and my main page is like my features is limited. Like I can't promote videos. Like I don't have the TikTok promote, so I can't promote shit. I can't on one of my pages I don't have a story. you know. Um they threatened to take my subscription and my gifting down earlier today. It was like for I was talking about white slavery, and then I had the restriction come up, a warning like we're about to suspend your gifting because of such and such. And I was like, damn, that's fucked up. Man. Y'all trying to really like, man, TikTok on something else.
No,
They
they
ain't gonna
did
Whole
because
reason
remember I told you
behind
they
that
stopped me.
shit.
they gonna let you get a little
Remember I
coin.
told you they stopped me from gifting. I sent one coin, and in the middle of sending that one coin, I told you they stopped me from gifting. They only let me send one coin, and it stopped.
Yeah,
Remember I
And if
Yeah,
said
you
that
see a
you said,
fire ass
"Oh,
video, they ain't
Copper,"
gonna let you
you
like or
said, "Oh,
save the
Copper," they
video
stopped you
too.
from
You know what I'm saying?
gifting.
And
So they did restrict you for a minute. Like that's some wild stuff to restrict some people from giving gifts.
yeah, they don't want you to make a living off of it. You can tell the truth, but we ain't gonna pay you for it.
I don't see y'all lives no more. Like, and I know they tweaking with my algorithm right now because I like there's 5 people that I
Yeah.
know for sure that I can wake up and I can see your lives and your notification. It's yours, Emotep, Swarthy's, Rashad's,
Hmm.
David's, and there's one more person who will go live and C3's. Now when I hop on live, I don't see none of y'all stuff. I don't see no videos, no nothing. Like I have to
That's
refresh
wild.
my
Yeah,
TikTok
I
like
don't
4 or
see
5
Imhotep no
times
more either.
before y'all
I
pop
just
up.
started seeing Swarthy only because, and that's only because he shared that live with me last week, and that's the only reason why I see him now. If Imhotep don't share his live with me, I don't see him either. So
And
if
that's
y'all
why I've
don't,
been
I don't
thinking
see,
and
but I don't
Ed
see
do.
you either, Swarthy. I mean, you Los either. If you don't share your lives with me, I don't see you.
Yeah.
Like even on live, like I used to like when I was doing lives, like I can get hundreds of just on my own. You know what I'm saying? Like they got me to the point sometimes like they'll try to do my live with 17 people. I'm like, this be crazy. They'll try to do you on live. Like I'd be like, man, but you got to just keep pushing through. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what
Real
I'm gonna
shit.
keep doing. But
Yeah, because
it be
even when I refresh my screen over and over, I don't see y'all. Like they're not pushing y'all out there like that. Like
yeah,
they're
they do that
not.
for a reason.
Because I can sit here and refresh and refresh and refresh and refresh, and y'all still won't pop up. Which is why I didn't even know Los was live tonight because he went live earlier. I didn't know he went live again.
Yeah, I have to just really literally go to live and see it. But like if I'm just going on my For You page, they don't notify me or nothing about nobody going live. And then even sometimes on my algorithm, they'll just start showing me bullshit. So I have to go to my friends to get my algorithm back to going. Then I be seeing they really never show me none of my friends' videos unless I go to friends.
Man, my For You page is so. Hold on, what's happening, mate?
How you doing?
How you doing?
Not too bad. Hey, I actually so this is I'm not black, just to point this out. I'm actually coming up because I actually study cultures. That's actually what I do. Post academically, I actually study different cultures, and I felt like I could offer like not a discourse, but more or less a conversation, not in opposition in any sense, but just more of a conversation about kind of different things that are happening and kind of understanding your understanding of different situations.
Well, what's the situation?
Well, I just saw the initial post was why are people mad at Black Americans? I don't necessarily see the same perspective. Like, I mean, I guess my understanding based off of what I was hearing was there was an understanding that some people felt like the algorithm of TikTok was not pushing. I'm assuming. Tell me if I'm wrong, but Black accounts or Black people's accounts. Is that fair?
Nah, the topic that we was having was on some whole side mission stuff, but
Oh, fair dues. Yeah, fair dues. So
this
I actually
this topic is this my background. While I'm
sure.
asking why people are mad at Black Americans is why do people get upset when we say that we are indigenous?
I mean, all people were indigenous. All
Which
people.
all people.
Every different person that occupies this planet, ethnicity, every culture was
Why do
indigenous
okay?
in
So
some
let me
form.
be specific. Why do people get mad when we say we are indigenous Americans?
Black people specifically were not indigenous Americans.
Well, there's no such thing as black people. Black is a social construct. It don't exist, and it didn't exist beyond the 1600s.
Yeah, I mean, if we're talking about black as like an ethnicity, it's not an ethnicity. I agree with you.
Right. So,
Right.
right. So if we're not black people, then who are we?
Well, see, in fairness, I think black is a descriptive term. Like, for instance, I actually disagree, and you can tell me I'm wrong here, but I disagree with people calling black people. I disagree with them calling them African Americans because I think that's actually it's a hateful term.
Hmm.
At least in American standings. Like every people that was ever hated in the United States were always known by an ethnicity or something prior to their nationality. When they hated the Irish, they were the Irish Americans. When they hated the Arabs, they were the Arabic Americans. In 1940s, they were the Japanese Americans. It's a way of distincting them differently away from the other quote unquote normal American. So I think African American is actually a hateful term, but I think black as a descriptive term, it's a descriptive term. It's not a culture per se. Now, black has become a culture in the United States for sure.
Okay. So hold on. Okay. So one thing at a time. So it's a descriptive term.
Sure,
Nobody on this panel has black skin. We're all brown.
sure, exactly, yeah. It's frankly, it's like saying that an Asian person is yellow.
I've never said an Asian person was
No,
yellow.
I'm not
I look
saying
at
you
an
have.
Asian
I'm just
person,
saying
don't even look
there.
yellow to me.
No, for exactly correct. And there was about 120-year cycle that went from the 1980s through the 1990s where it was an acceptable term to say that Asians were yellow.
So if
It,
these
I've never
descriptive
seen that on the
terms,
census.
so if these
no, not
descriptive
recently.
terms,
This is old.
so if these
Sorry, go ahead.
descriptive terms is not accurate, then why use them?
It's like when you call someone white, right? It's the same. It's the same concept. There's different obviously shades of white, as you don't understand. I mean, there are Caucasians that are white, but they're Hispanic. It's the same kind of concept.
I ain't know white had shades.
It does. Like for instance, to call, I'll give you an example. I'm Greek, just right. I'm so far from white. I'm more of like an olive tone. It's kind of a darker skin tone, and a lot of people confuse me with like a Hispanic. But I'm actually Caucasian. So Caucasian by definition is Caucasus Mountains. It comes from the region of the Caucasus Mountains.
So how are you
Most
Greek? That's the opposite direction of the Caucasus Mountains. So how are you Greek?
Caucasus Mountains is actually the region in Russia. So the
That's
people that
way off from Greece. So how are you Greek?
yeah, understandably so. So the people of the Caucasus Mountains, the people when they define those regions of where people came from, like all people came from Africa, as everybody knows, right? So
No,
people then
everybody didn't
spread.
come from Africa.
Yeah,
Sorry.
everybody doesn't come from Africa.
I mean, they did. I mean, this is
theory.
prior to
No, they did not.
Do we know what the theory is?
how not?
That's a theory. It's not a fact.
I mean, genetically, there are
No,
fossil remains.
that's not true either. I wanted to go
Okay.
back for
Well,
a
I
second
mean,
because the host asked you a question
it
that
is.
you
Go
actually
ahead.
never. It is not, and the host asked you a question that you never answered. His question was, "What were we?" So if we're not black, what are we, or what were we?
Well, see, that's the thing. There's descriptive terms, right? So, like, I guess for your culture, I'm assuming everybody here is a Black American, correct?
You can say that.
Everybody is black and lives in America by the standard definition of what is black, correct? Not specific to black skin
So
tone
hold
being.
on. So why do you keep trying to put Black American and African American? I
I,
heard you do the
what
whole
I'm
soliloquy about you
trying to
don't like
understand is,
African
are you a
American. I
U.S.
can
citizen
agree.
that lives in the United States?
So why we just can't be American?
You are American,
So
but I'm trying to,
why I gotta have black as a descriptive term or
because the
white
question
or
was what is a black person from America, correct?
Yeah, who are we? If we're not indigenous, his question was, if we're not
Sure.
indigenous, if we're not, who are we then? That was his question.
If
So
we're not,
indigenous to where?
if we're
Let
not
me
indigenous,
so we're on the same page.
if we're not indigenous to America, and if we're not black, then what are we? Because we're not African either.
So you're definitely not African, no. Not at this point. I mean, your nationality is your American, from my understanding of what I'm hearing.
But we've never been African.
For sure, exactly, correct.
So
You're
that
not
means
African American.
so that means if we're American, we have to be indigenous American since we always been here.
I think we're using two different terms. So, like, anybody born in the United States, are you considering them to be indigenous?
No, anybody that's born in the United States will be considered native if we're using definitions.
Sure. So what we're saying
We're
is
not
anybody born in the
native.
United States is not indigenous. So you guys would not be indigenous, no.
No, now you're flipping it because we would be indigenous.
So indigenous being that you've always been in that land, right? Or always from you from that area. That's indigenous.
Right. It means
My
we
people have
originated from that land.
my
Sure.
people
Native
have
means you
been in
was
Mississippi.
right. Native just means you was born in the land. But
100%.
indigenous means you originated in that particular land or that particular place. You're original
Sure.
inhabitant of that place. That's what indigenous means.
Yeah, I mean it goes back to the original people, right? And so the original people, when the world was one big mass of land, there were people that prior to that kind of change all came from Africa. That's geologically proven. I mean
It's
I
not
understand.
geologically proven. You're still using theories and you're trying to make that theory a fact. There
Hey,
is
man.
no facts that prove that
Well,
because
if
I
you can
will say
move past that point,
hold on a second, hold
go
on a
ahead.
second. No, we won't move past that point because you're doing exactly what Walter Plecker did. You're trying to make
No man.
everybody from Africa, which y'all don't even make yourselves from Africa. There were people all over this world, including the Americas, including North America. And our people
Sure.
was already here in America, just like there were people in Africa, there was people in Australia, there was people in Asia, like there was people all everywhere.
People were
Why do y'all
everywhere. That's
Hey,
always
correct.
want
man.
to make
Wait,
it
wait.
seem like
Hey,
that
man.
black
So,
Americans were the only ones? Hold on, I'm not finished. I didn't give a pause. Why do y'all always want to put black Americans in Africa too? When we're telling you we're indigenous to this land, we was the first people that sprung up from the soil on this land.
I mean, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I hope we're on the same. Like, I'm not trying to be disrespectful
No,
at
no, I'm
all.
not saying you're trying to be respectful. No,
Okay,
I don't take.
but I'm. You can call it a theory, but I'm going to base a lot of what I'm going to say here based off of, there's a lot of scientific evidence, right? And
hey, man. Wait. Hold up, man.
okay,
You right, bro.
No, no,
She
no, no,
right
no,
too
no, no,
that
no,
we've been
no, no, no,
originally
no,
here.
no. Let him finish. Let him finish. Let him
But you didn't
finish.
let him finish. How come you get to cut him off?
First of all, I was having a conversation with him, as I stated.
And I
Let
am
him
too.
finish.
Hey, man. She's
No,
right. We are
where's my
original,
mute?
but not
Where
her
is my
people.
freaking
Our
mute
people. I'm
button?
Navajo and Potawatomi. The neck edge. She don't even know how to
Mute
speak
that
a different
man.
language.
I don't
You
know
are
where my.
Navajo. Oh, hold on. He
She don't even know her
Navajo.
fucking language. These people don't even know their
You
fucking language. Watch,
Navajo.
you can call me
Hold on, hold on,
because I
hold
speak.
on. You are Navajo. I
Dumb
love this part.
motherfuckers. These people
I
act
love
like they're
this
part of
part.
this
See,
land, don't even know their own
all you had to do
fucking.
is just stay on mute, and you could have had your little 5 seconds of
Exactly.
fame.
He could have
So
had
now,
it.
since he
He's a
since he
freaking
mentioned
immigrant.
Navajo, since he mentioned Navajo, y'all know I gotta go there real quick. So Navajos are literally called Nudane. Nudane are literally Athabascans. Athabascans are literally Siberians. So that language that he came on my panel speaking is literally Siberian language. I'm glad you said that. And you can actually research that. And if you was a real Navajo, you would know that history because most Navajos do. So now you can come back up.
Exactly. He's an immigrant. They migrated to this land, but
All people
go
migrate.
ahead. No,
Bullshit
our
lying
people did
us niggas.
not.
Don't even fucking go on that. You
What
motherfucker.
is
You
my
fucking
mute
lying
button? As
son of
my
a bitch. We in
bypower not
Siberian. I ain't
working?
Russia.
That boy's an Athabascan and he mad because I just told y'all.
Facts.
Go ahead, Mark. You can finish. Oh, Mank. I'm sorry, Mank. Is it Mank or
No,
Mark? I can't see.
it's Mank. So it's actually I used to live in the UK. Oops, sorry about that. I used to live in the UK, and the term for me when I was in school in the UK was I'm a bit of a Yank and I'm a bit of a Mancunian. So I used to live in Manchester. So I went to University of Manchester.
Oh,
So
okay. Okay,
it's
got
just
it.
a silly one, but it's not a real name. So I mean, again, I think you described it right. The Navajos they came from Siberia. That's not incorrect. They did come from Siberia over the landmass. So the Navajo people came down into the lands of now known as North America through the landmass that came from through Siberia. They're also Caucasian, right? In the same way that Vikings went into Canada and then spread down, and a lot of like the native tribes that people associate with Native Americans were actually of Viking descent or Scandinavian descent,
Hey,
which
you
the
are the first
Scandinavians were
person.
Russian.
You're the first person I ever heard to actually know that part of history. So I will
Sure.
give
So
you
like,
credit to that one.
yeah, no, I mean, I know a lot of, and I'm trying not to be disrespectful. I've just, there's a lot of, I guess, so like, for instance, like the Nordic people are actually Russian. So the Nordic people became Russia. So Scandinavians started the land of Rus, which became Russia. So they also went the other direction. So they went into Greenland and then Greenland into North America. They landed on the northern part of Canada, and then they spread down and made what is currently known as like the
So
Inuit and
now,
all that. Anyway, doesn't matter.
so now
I'm
I'm
saying
listening.
all people are
So,
migrating.
so
All
I'm
people are
listening.
migrating.
I'm listening to you explain this, and you seem like a very intelligent guy. So I will have to assume that you know that Black Americans are indigenous, and you gaslight.
No, I mean, here's the problem with indigenous, right? So, like, for instance, to go back to like, I think most people know the indigenous tribes of Australia. They're the best example because of isolation.
They're called Black people too. You know that, right?
Yeah, of course. So they call them black people in
Okay.
different parts of Australia, right? Especially Queensland, they call them black.
You also know that the indigenous Filipinos who are no negritos are called little black people. So it seems like all indigenous people are somehow coming up called black all of a sudden. So why wouldn't that
Well,
be
it's
true
people
for
of
America?
melanin status, right? So there's different cultures that have higher levels of melanin, right? And they are all known as black.
Mm.
So,
So
for
why
instance, like the Apaches.
so why wouldn't the people in America not be indigenous? Why wouldn't we be indigenous? Because you so now because I know that you know the out of Africa theory, so I know you believe in the climate and the equator stuff. So we know that the West Indies, Florida, and in the southeast of the United States and a nice part of South America is close and on the equator. So that means the original inhabitants would have to look like what?
So again, going back, like the Apache people were of darker skin than what you'd see in Mexico.
You got to answer the question, Mank.
Well,
You
no,
got to
I'm
answer
answering
the
the question,
question.
right? So I think what we're doing is we're flirting a whole bunch of different things, right? But like
No,
when you say black
if
people
you use
indigenous, I mean
because
people were all
if we're using the out of Africa theory, which also deals with the whole climate, they say that people who are closer to the equator or on the equator would be negroid phenotype.
not only on climate basis, it's also on diet and different types of like, there's different factors that came into factor. But yeah, they usually tend to be
So
darker skinned.
okay, so if the West Indies is on the equator and Florida all the way up to I would say probably about Virginia is close, if not on the equator, so is a nice part of South America. That means the original inhabitants would have to be looking like what?
Yeah, so there were
Black
people in the West
Americans.
Indies that were like indigenously known as black, And then they were also bringing, with the slave trade, they were bringing so many people from what would be known as Africa
They
as
brought more
well at that
people from
point.
Europe in the
There's
slave
both.
trade.
There's
In the
both. Yeah.
in the slave trade, it was more white people that was enslaved.
I mean, it was Asians, it was white, but it was also a lot of black people too.
It was mostly the slave trade began with the Slavs. That's how you get the word slave in the first place. And I
Well,
also
the origin of the word,
and I
yes.
also
But not the West
and I
Indies trade
also
company.
have documented proof that, for an example, in Barbados there were 25,000 slaves that were sent to Barbados. 21,000 of them was white people.
For sure, but I mean, just to give you another example here, the people of West Indies, they found that it was cheaper. The West India Trade Company found it was cheaper to just grab people from the West Indies that were black or blacker toned
It
and
was
say
actually
they were getting them from Africa.
it was
That is true.
actually cheaper. It
Yeah.
was actually cheaper to get white people as slaves.
It definitely was. All
Well,
over the world,
yeah,
it was cheaper to
yes. I
have
mean, James
white
has,
slaves than it was to have dark melanated slaves.
And if they
sure,
was
but
truthful, oh man,
at a
yeah,
certain point, like during the early 1800s, when most Americans were looking for black slaves because they wanted to differentiate black and white, you know, that was what was happening. Obviously, pre World War, World War, the Civil War. They didn't have a lot of white slaves coming because slave owners wanted slaves to be black so they could differentiate them. This is just kind of what was happening. They
that's
were
not
actually
true.
taking black people
But
from the West Indies.
by the time you get to the 1800s, you already in Ellis Island, so another batch of white people coming.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I
12.5
mean
million,
that
because
was
that's really where
And
that number comes from. But the
and
that
you
was
problem
got
is
indentured
he's trying to
servitude.
he's trying to come too far up. We need him to stay back, because the fact is he's still moving away from not believing in the
No,
theory, because he
I'm
keeps
not
saying,
disagreeing with what you're
hold
saying. I'm
on,
just
hold on,
trying to
hold
answer your
on. Yes,
question.
you did, because you said you can call it that. Your exact words to me was, you can call it a theory. I'm not calling it anything. That's exactly what it's called. It's called the outer alpha theory. The fact is, you want to move away from the fact that the original people from this land were melanated people who we call black people today. We are the original people on this land. We was here before them Native Americans came down from Greenland to wherever you want to call them, from Russia to Alaska to Canada. We encountered those people when they came here. We was always here. We're older than the
What do you
continent of
mean by we?
Africa. We was. I'm talking about Black Americans. I'm going to use that for a conversation's sake. We are the oldest people on the earth, as well as the first people on this land. We got to stop with this pity patting with these people, because you don't know what you're talking about. You know a little bit of something, but one thing you won't do is you won't tell that truth. The fact that Black Americans was always here. This is our land. We was here first, and everybody with pale skin or pink skin are immigrants, including the Native Americans. They migrated here, which makes them immigrants. We was here first. This land, America, belongs to the Black Americans. We are the original American Indians. We're the original Americans, because if you go back to the 1828 dictionary, it says American, originally
Right.
applied to the copper-colored races found here in America by the Europeans, now applied to the descendants of the Europeans. But them descendants were also melanated people. They weren't even YT people. So let's tell the truth. You want to strip us from our land like everybody else. The original indigenous people from this land are the people that's on this panel right now, excluding you.
So
I,
I want to give
can
you
I?
go ahead. I'll let you
Every
go.
person was melanated. Every person at one point that ever lived in the world was
We
of
know
darker
that.
skin.
We know
Yes,
that. But the fact is you're
but that
claiming that
doesn't.
the natives were the original. They're not the original.
So
It was
now,
never dark skinned.
so I'm gonna go ahead.
Every person was dark skinned at one
So I'm
point.
gonna read this to you. So I'm gonna read this to you because
Well, can I
you
respond
talked
to? I
about.
mean, a lot of that.
So this is this
Can I
is a
respond to that though?
this is yeah. Give me one
After
second.
the host
Go for it.
after the host finish.
This is a U.S. Educational document that was published in 1991. Right,
What is
government.
it?
This is a government educational document that was published in 1991, and it's called "The Assault on Virginia's Indians," right, by Walter Plecker, Paper Genocide. So when we read this, and we know Jim Crow, Walter Plecker, 1920s and 30s and all that, they said that they reclassified Indians into colored. Colored had been defined as Negro. So the Indians who had been considered colored at one point in time is now considered black. Now, in the 1920s, there's only one group of people who's drinking from colored water fountains, and it ain't the people that's on the reservation. So who is these Indians that's drinking from colored water fountains? Who is these Indians that's sitting in colored sections of the restaurants during this time? Who is these Indians who is called Negro? Now, my grandmama birth certificate says colored. My mama says Negro. Mines don't have nothing on it. Who is these people that's
Mine
been?
says Negro, and I was born in 1970, and it says Negro.
So when I'm saying, or I'm telling you that, because you might not know this information, because you know, but Black Americans are the indigenous people of America. We built this country. When these pyramids that was built before Native Americans even got here. They don't even know who built them, which they would tell you that, but they actually do. You know, our face is chiseled in it.
Yeah, to be fair, when every pyramid was built, everybody was at that point they would be melanated.
All pyramids was built by niggas.
By melanated people.
By niggas.
I mean, I'm not gonna say that.
I know you're not gonna say that.
I mean, we understand you're not going to say that, but he's telling you who it is.
Well, I don't think that's an appropriate way of addressing it, but sure.
Okay.
I mean,
it is because
I don't like that word at all.
That's a classification.
That word
but it's on my birth certificate, so
the
it's
only
on
reason
my
why,
birth certificate.
And the only reason why I say that word, because when you say melanated, a person can twist that and be like, you know, the Arabs is kind of melanated. You know, I'm olive skin a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So other people can twist it for their narrative. So I like to be specific and say it was our people who built all this. It was our people who gave you all the inventions. It was our people who did all this. Now, why would the government erase this? So y'all don't know? I don't know. Y'all have to go ask them. But one thing I do know is my people has been here since the beginning. We invented everything that people use. If you got a car, if you drive a car, you can thank us for giving you the automatic gear shift and the heater that's in your car, because it's about to get cold and y'all about to cut it on soon. So why isn't Black American history being told? And when we do tell it ourselves, why do people get mad and flustered?
I don't think I mean, me personally, because I'm not going to speak on other people's behalfs. I think America specifically being what it is, there's a lot of people that see things in different, perspectives. A lot of them tend to be based off of prejudice. So I'm not necessarily going to go down that path, right? But I mean, I guess I don't want to be, again, I'm not trying to be, I base a lot of my thoughts based off of scientifically and then also culturally based. I don't believe that anybody, and this is not about inventions like you mentioned, but I'm just talking about the original people and whatnot. I don't think any person in any sense can claim that they were the first, because every person at one point was melanated. Every person, right?
You agree with you on that.
Right. So for instance, myself specifically, I'm 100% Greek.
So since you're not gonna say it, I'm gonna say it. Yes, at one point in time, the world was niggas or Negro.
Well, again, that's wild. But
it makes you uncomfortable, don't it?
It doesn't make me uncomfortable. What it does is it kind of like it's kind of disrespectful to. Again,
it's not a disrespectful word if you really know the context.
It's not a disrespectful word, because only people
in your mind
only people tell you that's disrespectful is us.
Yeah, in your mind, Mr. Mark, you believe that your people enslaved us, huh?
Absolutely not. I wasn't here at that point, nor was anybody in my generation. Anybody in my family is like I'm the first person.
That's a great way of thinking, because that's a misconception that all Black Americans or so-called Black Americans were enslaved.
No, not all Black. No, for sure not. That'd be kind of ridiculous to think that.
Okay. So yes,
but that's the narrative that's being pushed in school, though.
So at one point in time, yes, the world was Negro.
Hey, actually, I'm going to agree with you on that. That is incorrect, and that is a narrative that there has been a large amount of people that have kind of been coming off of slavery, that were both from outside of the United States, or North America, I should say. It wasn't the United States, but there are also people that were living in these lands before that. That is 100% correct. I agree with that.
So by you being olive tone, can I ask you, do you have, I'm gonna have to say it again, do you have Negroid ancestors that you know of?
So every single person at one point was, I'm gonna say, I'm gonna say melanated for the sake of, I just my own personal preference, right? That being said, I have like 14 generations of Greek. I mean, I can take my lineage back 14 generations, which I'm pretty proud of. I can actually go back to the tribe that I'm from.
So your ancestors go all the way back to when the Moors ruled Europe. Then.
So my ancestry goes back like to when I was an Acadian people.
When the Moors ruled Europe, and Europe was damn near.
Saying then,
I mean,
yeah,
at
and
one
you
point,
mean,
the people of Carthage ran.
if you can go back that far, it's because you got niggas in your family.
You got niggas in your family. That's why you olive complexion.
I mean, I don't know where this is going at this point, but sure. I mean, I'm not.
It's not
white,
wonder
like,
we're
I'm
telling
not
you the
white
truth.
like a Slavic person.
Because white people can't go back but about 3 generations. So if you can go back 14 generations, the rest of them people are nagas. They're niggas. That's the only reason why you can go back that far. Because y'all ain't been on the earth long enough to go back that far.
I mean,
Y'all didn't exist no more than about 500-600 years ago.
We got statues of the original Greeks, and they look just like me.
Oh, he went on teacup. Don't tell me about to drop.
Tea time.
He about to drop, y'all.
Man, y'all made this man glitch out.
Cook.
People in the comments say y'all got us over here rolling. People in the comments are rolling.
2 pieces and a biscuit.
Y'all kept saying, y'all said the
Y'all
nigga
tag
too
team
much.
did that.
Yeah, y'all said nigga too much for
I
him.
told you he was going to drop.
Swerve. Hey, Los kept getting his ass in the corner. Los, you was doing it for us, Los.
One for us, Los. We done gave that man a 2-piece and a biscuit.
He didn't know where to go with it.
You know where to go with it. I put that man in the corner like goddamn.
Hey,
like
look, once
Smokey
Los told
Robinson.
us he got nigga ancestors, boy. That shit fucked him up.
I hit the nail on the head.
I don't want no nigga ancestors.
Then I was like, if you could go back 14 generations, that's because you got niggas in your family. That's the only reason why you can go back that far. Because y'all can only go 3 generations. That's it.
No, he already know when Lo started talking about them statues and shit, we can break them up how they look. Let me go ahead and get out of here.
Yeah, y'all know, you know, we got those original Greek statues. They look like us, fam. We're just so
He got my head out.
Somebody said we was making too much cornbread. My man was so uncomfortable. He said, I'm just so uncomfortable. Los was like, yeah, that make you uncomfortable, huh?
I gotta save the world and give him an education today. Got his ass cooked. He was coming to help. He was coming to help. So he was about to be a missionary. He came to do missionary work. That's fucked up. Damn, Los.
Oh shit, man. I kept saying the word nigga. He kept making him uncomfortable. You uncomfortable, ain't it? I mean,
he was stuttering and shit. Like he was stuttering
with
so
the
bad.
Equator shit too. When you got him with the equator, then he was like, he said something about he damn near he ended up admitting like you were here. I'll admit that some people was here. Okay, boom. He was already in the ring. He was already in the motherfucking middle. He was back up in the corner. He
didn't want to look stupid, so he just went on and agreed.
Yep, he was in the corner already. He already knew what was next.
Said he was like, damn, they read also.
They think that. They're right.
And did their family tree. That's right.
He would thought he was
go
about to do
back
some
3
missionary
generations.
Work. He probably was in the hallway something like, let me go here and educate them. I lived in London, so I know. I'm going to go ahead and give my some enlightenment.
I went to Manchester U. In Great Britain.
Then when I told him he could only go back 3 generations and the rest of them generations was niggas, man, he went on teacup. He went on teacup so bad.
And then when Swerve started coming with the noggins, he was like, "Oh shit!"
They boy, here they go. Here they go.
Well, the fuck am I at?
First time that man. First time that nigga started studying. First time he started stuttering, he talking about I'm 100% Greek, but I'm Caucasian. I was like, bro, that ain't
Right.
even the
Oh,
same
then you
race.
hit him right there, no
You
there.
said, how you
You know what
gonna
I'm
get
saying?
there? How you get there? That's the opposite direction. My
You
man
said
was
you said what
stuttering
you
from
said
the
how
beginning.
nigga Lo, you said how are you Caucasian?
And
Yeah, that
It's
nigga.
like, that's in the opposite direction. He was like,
then this man said,
I guess he didn't know you knew geography either.
You're
then this
right.
man
You're
said Russia. Man, you went even farther.
right. He probably forgot to tell us about his missionary missions to Africa and shit though too. You know, he
Yeah.
went to Manchester. They sent him out there.
Oh man, boy, that shit was
Then
good.
the Navajo dude. I forget about the Navajo dude came and he even made the white T dude get quiet. He ain't want no part of that. The white T dude got quiet as hell. Damn, Mark.
Oh yeah,
Oh man.
that boy got mad when I told you, man, that nigga at the basket. He came back
Oh
up here.
yeah.
Yeah, as soon as he started speaking that shit, before he even said he Navajo, I said, "Oh, this nigga speaking Dene."
And
I was
my
thinking, I
thing be
said,
with it though, it's so many documentaries out in the world about them being from Siberia. Why are y'all upset? Like, what's the issue? This is your elders be saying this shit.
Man,
He crashed out when Lo said he was at the basket. He crashed
Yeah, that's what
out.
that was.
He
What was the
came back
trigger?
up and crashed all the way out.
nigga came up here and spoke his language. Oh, he just spoke Siberian to y'all. I got a live example. Fuck
Yeah,
you. We never was
yeah.
that. Cap.
Trigger word. You had a trigger, and you was like, oh, I gotta go tell their ass.
Man, I wouldn't have believed this if I wasn't here, man. You can't make this up.
And these niggas gonna go back to Joyiah Live. You were right. We shouldn't have went over there.
Right. I just find them completely uneducated. Just sometimes, you know, they
Remember,
don't
he
have a
started
whole
off, I'm
dialogue.
very well educated in
Right. That was like the
ethnicity.
first
And
white.
everybody says ethnicity. I study all ethnicities. He came up so sure of himself.
I
I
agree with
study
him on
all
some things,
"Hey,
but
ethnicities.
I did too. That was the first white T dude that was
Yeah, me too.
that aware of the
Yeah.
history. Though I ain't gonna lie, he knew a lot of the shit.
Yeah, he knew a lot.
I'm like,
That's why that's why I had to expose him. I was like, bro, you seem like an intelligent person, so I feel like you gaslight me with this whole indigenous stuff right now.
yeah. Yeah, and they be doing too. You never know who families they in, what side they came down, who they came through. Especially you from Greece, so you know at the end of the day, you know some shit. He knows some shit. What's up? You probably part of it. You went to Manchester and all this shit. You don't know if you in what societies you in, what fraternities that nigga in. You know what I'm saying? It's all type of shit they be having their life path though. So
Oh, he said he
you
went to
know,
Manchester.
yeah,
I missed that part.
Manchester University.
like
yep.
He
yeah,
said in
like
the
the soccer
beginning,
team
he
in
was when he
England,
was
like
giving his
Man
accolades,
U.
when he was giving his accolades on his education and why his name is what it is. You missed that?
Yeah, I missed that. I ain't gonna lie.
He
When
took.
people start talking
Oh
about that
yeah, he
acronym, I
came up
kind of tune out.
bragging. I'm very educated. I'm very educated on ethnicity and people's ethnicities, and I study all ethnicities. And
Manchester
my name is.
University.
I went to Manchester University, and that's why my name is Mank. Because I went to Manchester University. Oh yeah, he dropped his accolades in the beginning.
Yeah, he
That's
wanted
why
to
his
do
name was the
missionary. He came
Mank.
up to do missionary work. I'm gonna go educate him for to be a missionary today, and he got his ass sent back.
This right here was a live proof to y'all that a degree don't mean shit.
You're right.
Exactly.
And it doesn't make you smart. What I would say mostly just make you disciplined, make you knowledgeable in the area. If you get one in the area you're going into, but that doesn't mean you're
You get
smart. That
one in
means
the
you go
area
to
you're going into.
class.
Exactly.
That means you go to
Yep.
class, you do your work, you're disciplined. That's more one of the big, you could be an idiot, you know what I'm saying, at the end of the day and get a degree. There's a lot of idiots with degrees. So that doesn't make you intelligent. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't make you wise. Not at all. Now, if it gets you further in life or something, do your thing. You know what I'm saying? Accolades, you work hard to get where you get. Okay, bam. But that doesn't have anything to do with your intelligence and your knowledge base. Not
And
at
I
all.
love, and I love when people come up here with their accolades because y'all getting roasted from a nigga that went to Job Corps.
Well, like O said he used to be a part of the 54%, not no more. You heard what he said. He said he learned how to read. He learned how to comprehend. O was like, yeah, nigga, I used to be one of them 54%ers, but I'm not no more.
I'm telling you, shit.
Then my thing is they always talk about the African shit and everybody come from Africa. So why you ain't calling yourself an African Greek? Why you ain't calling yourself
Exactly. Well, that's why I said that. Remember, I said that. I said, well, that means you would come from Africa. He didn't like that. He didn't like
yeah.
that when I said that to him. That
so
means you're
why?
African.
Yeah, exactly. And if these people telling you they got, how can you be indigenous and you got a migration story? That's just the wildest, simplest question. You have a migration story. You know what I'm saying? And we have a story of somebody here in real time, somebody hid the history. You know what I'm saying? Lying. So let's get it. We know our real truth that we from here, but just what they giving, just at the basis, the motherfucking nigga who kicked in the door talking about you from another land. This ain't coming from our own people. That didn't come from our people. That came from the people who got a reason to lie. You know what I'm saying? Who get rich, who got the LLCs, the patents on the land, and passed out LLCs to people and got our goods on the highway 75, 69, 40, going from state to state, making money off our shit.
Yup.
Right.
You
And
know?
I do want to say this, right? The out of Africa theory was based on people just being dark in different landmass. That's it. When they saw Australians, they're like, oh, they dark. They got to come from Africa. Genetically, they have no ties to Africa. But people in Asia have no ties genetically to Africa. So it was
Well,
just,
he denied that it was. He denied that was even a theory. He kept telling me you can call it a theory, but it's a scientific fact.
no, it's
That's
not
what
a
he.
sign.
That's what he
No.
kept saying.
And
And I,
that's the problem too. A lot of them can't read between the lines and comprehend because scientists will tell you they be like, oh, we think because of this, this is happening, but they can't read that part. They don't comprehend that part, and that would become problematic, right?
And then even when you get into this whole thing, even with the Africa thing, like they looking at it like before colonization, they claim Africa have 40 million people, only 40 million. The Americas had up to over 200 million people throughout the Americas. That's what they saying. You get what I'm saying? So my thing is, if y'all have 40 million people and you talk about a third of your people was took, and y'all population just took off in 1900s, Europe had more people than y'all in 1900. What's really going on though? You know what I'm saying? It's a whole lot. So it makes sense why they take everybody is from Africa. It's a they developing it now, you know what I'm saying? And if everybody from Africa, hey, now we got all the lands for everybody.
Yeah, that's a fact, bro. And it was a conversation you guys was having earlier. And when he was talking about you guys have no culture, the crazy part is they don't know the definition of culture because his culture came from somebody, right? Bringing culture, culture just means bringing something to existence. So his ancestor brought it to existence and he practiced it. That's all culture is. Our ancestors brought it to existence and we practice it. People don't even know that common base of culture. Culture is what passed down that somebody created for generation to generation, right? So that became tradition. And it's just crazy. A lot of these Africans don't know their own story. A lot of them don't even know what culture means. A lot of them don't even know none of that. So it's hard to have conversation with these people because these people don't know the basis of stuff.
Yeah, that was, we was on a live. We was on C3 live earlier.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's another thing.
Yeah, yeah. But
And
even when you talking about it though, a lot of these people don't even know that that's is our culture because they're on the outside looking in though. That's why I be bringing up, like I said, the Indian bread, hot water cornbread, not just regular cornbread, hot water cornbread, because that's something specific just to us. You know what I'm saying? Like that's Indian bread. They said the southeastern Indians used to take water and make patties out of it with warm water. You know what I'm saying? Who taught our grandmas how to make that? Where did that come from? That when you talking about a culture that people still eat right now with some greens or some cabbage right now today, they're
Right.
from us.
man,
That's a fact. And I want to say this about Don Dada too. I had a comment. He just talks in circles, bro. He don't say. No, he just talks in circles. But I do want to say this, like you guys said, we have a whole bunch. Like even I'm from the Caribbean, right? We don't do like the maracas. Y'all know that's an indigenous thing. We have that. We have the conch shells. That's an indigenous thing too. Meaning that in the Americas, yucca, cassava. We have just like you guys, right? We have our own thing. And the problem is they don't understand that we rich here in the Americas. North America, South America, Central America. We have rich culture over here, man. They would what you guys was able to make, bro, you would never see that in the continent of Africa. Never. You guys are special like that.
nah, that's why, dude dropped off too fast because I was gonna cook his ass with the whole Moor stuff. That's why when he was like his genealogy, I was like, oh, so your people was there when the Moors ruled Europe, then, huh? And I was gonna continue cooking his ass, but he got
Oh, you
dropped.
shook him with that one, Los. Nah, he that really is what shook him. That's the one that really shook him because
Yeah,
you
that
said
hit
he
him
didn't
to his
catch it the
core.
first time. He didn't catch you the first time. He caught it the second time you said it,
And then when you
and
hit him with
really
the
that's where he
statue,
went on that. Yep, and
and you
that's when he
talking
went on
about
that teacup.
We got how it look. Yeah, hell yeah. He like, let me get out of here before you get to pulling
He's
that
and
out.
I
Like,
said,
I
yo,
know
he
where to
about to
go.
drop. He on teacup. Yup. I was like, he about to drop. He on teacup. And what he do?
You
Drop.
already know.
Didn't
You
come
know
off
what
that
happened.
teacup. You
Come on.
shook him with that one. That means you there with the Moors rule.
I mean, I
Man,
sound like a broken recorder, but Hotep, Los, Copper, drop. Yo, y'all put up so much information, man. I'm telling you, I never, bro. People are waking up. There's nothing that they can do. I know I sound like it's nothing, bro. I can't even grow on my feed. Y'all got people without people talking about this now. Y'all woke so many people up. It's even crazy people say we indigenous outside homeless. Like that's how much y'all got people waking. It's nothing that they could do. And they know that, man. It is what it is. Cause
and
y'all
and
brought so much information.
and I being real with y'all, it's spreading to even just the hoods. Like yesterday, I was out and about. I had went to the D, and I was just in like random, just in the hood with my homeboy I had went to school with, and I just met some people. We was talking. I had said it, you know what I'm saying, we indigenous to the Americas. They was like, hell yeah, that's the biggest real thing. You know what I'm saying? These some real deal gangsters of hood, you know what I'm saying, males, females, you know what I'm saying? They like everybody's like, hell yeah, we indigenous. You know what I'm saying? We ain't from Africa. That's a lot they told. It's bigger. It's like, you know what I'm saying? The flame is waking, the flame is growing bigger and bigger.
Man, it's crazy I said that because I went to because I wasn't I'm in the Midwest now, but I just left Florida. And when I was in Florida, there was a guy in Publix, right? That's like a grocery store. He said, man, he was like, yo, Egypt is here. I was like, damn, he listening to y'all niggas. Like, and he's a hood dude too, like hood. And it's like, bro, it is what it is.
Nah, for
The
real.
hood,
No, it
the
really
hood, the
is.
lesson document.
So I was just home for 3.5 months. I was back in Delaware, and I skate. I'm a skater. I'm still a skater. And so every Sunday I wear my feathers every week. I mean every day. Like I literally wear my feathers every day. So this one particular Sunday, I didn't have a rental, so I was going to stay home. So my daughter asked her friends, "Go get my mom. Pick up my mom." So they said, "Okay, we'll pick up Miss Kim. Like we'll go pick her up." So I was in the car, and when we got to the skating rink, I guess I really did forget my feathers, y'all. I forgot to put them in my hair after I did my hair. And one of the young men said, "Miss Kim, where's your feathers?" And I said, "What?" He said, "Where's your feathers? Why you don't have your feathers in your head?" And I was like, "Well, what would make you ask me that?" He said, "I just noticed every week you got your feathers in the hair. You represent being Indian." And then that's when he was like, "Because I'm Indian too. I'm from Fruitland." I said, "What you just say?" He said, "I'm from Fruitland." I said, "Wait a minute. We got to be kinfolk because I'm from Fruitland. My people from Fruitland." And then the rest of the kids in the car, it was like five of us, y'all. And they all was talking about their American Indian heritage. These children was in their 30s. It blew my mind. Like, and
Yeah.
it only took for me to forget my feathers to invoke this conversation. These young adults are listening, y'all. They're listening and
Yep.
they're watching.
Definitely.
Like they're not just listening, they're watching. It invoked a whole conversation. The skating rink is 45 minutes away. It was the topic of conversation for the whole 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Right. I just
They're
want to
listening,
say
y'all.
she's
Think
right.
about why they crank it up then too, with like them sending them people in our lives, not pushing the lives out there. They crank it up like them watching the ages, the restrictions, and everything because they know what's up. They trying to stop a universal presence that's happening. This is universal. You get me? Like this is beyond we within it because you know what I'm saying. This is our role in the story, but at the same time, it's beyond that. It's beyond. This is a universal order that's happening.
Yeah, like
It's
I
on the
Exactly.
earth.
I
Fruitland
remember
is
when
a
we
small
first.
city that's within Salisbury, y'all. So that's how I knew that he was really from that area because no one says I'm from Fruitland. People will say I'm from people that's not from there, they'll say I'm from Salisbury. But to say you're from Fruitland, it's a small town. I mean, you can pretty much spit through Fruitland and like it's like you literally can spit all the way through it. That's how small it is. But for someone to say I'm from Fruitland, let me know they're indigenous to that area. Because most people just say I'm from Salisbury.
But
Right.
but
The only
like
thing I
when I first got started on here, it like you said, it was no age limit. So like when you went live and we do these gyms, like 15, 16, 17, 18 year olds can watch it. Probably like a year or two later, that's when they start doing the 18 on up type of lives and
Taking
stuff.
us through the 18.
And
Yep.
but I wanted to add in though, like the first time I realized a lot of people outside of our folks start noticing or start kind of like telling the truth a little bit is when I went into the Arab store and I had my turban on, and when I went into the store, they looked at me, but it was a specific, it was a different look they gave me. It was like, oh shit. So I was like, you know, don't you? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, that's all we had to say. Like, we ain't even get into depths or nothing. That's literally the only thing we said to each other. I was like, you know, he was like, yeah. And I was like, okay, cool. And then when I bought my Relos, dude don't text me at all because of the shit. And I was like, damn, okay. So you ain't gonna text me, huh? So it's like it's wild. And then I had another Arab dude actually tell me that some of our people are the Moors that got kicked out a long time ago, but they don't know this history because that ties them into the real royalty over there. So it's like being a black American, especially if you got the European ancestor, your European is mostly royalty, dukes, warriors, knights, like noble people. And then on the Indian side, you come from chiefs and shamans and philosophers and builders, and you know what I'm saying? So our genetic makeup explains the reason why we're the most influential people around the world. Like, we are the most oppressed, but
Facts.
people still want to be like us because it's a genetic thing.
I want to say this too.
And,
I
and we
sometimes
gotta
I
believe
do.
that, and people gotta know that. I'm gonna let you just real quick, scam, but that we got to know that, and people got to know this is like you a manifestation that this is real time, factual. You know what I'm saying? Like we see what's going on. When we turn our hat to the back, the whole world turn their hat to the back. Our women lay their baby hairs now. They're laying their baby hairs now. Little intricate things like that. When you talking about, we not looking at them trying to become who he is. You know what I'm saying? We're not looking at them for culture. We just building and going. This the work. They still following us at
Exactly.
our worst. When our land is under siege, as we speak, is under siege, and they're still following us. Think.
That's a that's a
Go ahead.
fact. And I think too. Also, a lot of because I see the impact. Right, I'm 30 years old, so when a lot of people are learning these things, man. It's crazy. Like back then, people were texturized. Now these kids love their hair, love their afros. These information build self esteem. These information build a better future, and
Who's that
that's why.
mongoloid man up there? Probably take capital and invest. So either we're gonna do that, or we're doing something special. Well, yeah, who's that mongoloid man?
What Mongoloid, man? Who is this? Uncle
The man
Aaron?
with the feathers in his head.
I don't see no Mongoloid, man.
It's a mongoloid man up there. He in the colloidal. It's called like a black. How do they call it? Black and white pictures called colloidal portraits or something like that. That they used to do in like the 1800s. They come out darker,
Yeah,
darker.
I'm not seeing nobody that look like No Key or Joyiah on here.
I'm looking at a dude that resemble any mongoloid.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah,
He don't look
he,
like Bruce Lee to me.
he look
Dude, he
like
look
every
like Bruce
Mexican. He
Lee.
look like every Mexican at Home Depot.
I don't know what Home Depot you at, but I got Mexicans that be cutting my grass. They just was out here earlier today. They don't look like them. He
Yeah,
look like my granddaddy though.
you around them light skinned Mexicans.
What
Shit.
state you in? Be around some dark skinned Mexicans.
Man, that's what I'm about to say. What state you in? Because
I can show
I
you.
was
I can
about
show
to
you
ask the
some real quick.
same question.
Let me show you some.
I ain't never been around no dark skinned Mexican unless they look like us.
I'm in
That's a
California.
lie. You ain't.
I'm in California. I don't barely see no dark skinned Mexicans.
Let me show you.
I'm in Kentucky, trust me. There's a lot of Mexicans up this morning.
Wow, them ain't real. Them the high yellow ones.
They ain't the real Mexicans. Then who's the real Mexican?
Them the high yellow ones. I'm trying to show you the dark skin one, right?
So what, you a Pan African or something?
No, I said mongoloid. What do mongoloid?
No, I'm talking about you.
Pan
Are
Yeah,
you a Pan African?
he is.
Africans don't say mongoloid, bro.
He is.
Shit, I done heard a few.
You feel me? That's a we copper colored over here, buddy.
Oh, okay. We copper colored. Okay.
Yeah. Hold on, let me show you the.
What's that now?
The
Oh,
only people I've seen that's immigrants or dark skin are the Hindu people.
I'm trying to find this Bruce Lee person in my background.
While he's pulling that up, did y'all hear that Michael Jai White changed his stance on where martial arts was created?
But he said it came from us.
No, he originally said that. He originally said it's the Mayans, and he originally always admitted that we were the original Mayans. He is now saying that it comes from Africa. He just recently did an interview and changed his stance and said it comes from Africa. And they are lighting him up.
Shout out to
You
Michael
know
Jai
he
White.
studied it. You know he
Yeah, shout
studied
out to
it.
Michael Jai White.
Um, which is why he always admitted that the original that melanated people created martial arts, and that they were the Olmecs people. And now he's saying Africa. He's now saying that it originated in Africa.
So
I
you
never heard Michael Jai White say the first thing. You have to show a video of that.
so
I
you
don't have to
saying
show nothing.
so you saying the black and white picture look like those people that you showing?
Yeah, them two brown skinned girls up there.
You talking about the second picture in the middle, like on the
Yeah.
first row, the second
Well,
picture.
the pictures are this darkened because that's a colloid. They call it colloidal darkening or something like that. Colloidal pictures or whatever. They darken a lot of the lights.
I'm not talking about the darkening because I know my people's phenotypes when I see them. So we
I
not
mean,
gonna.
you don't.
You're
I'm looking
saying
at a mongoloid. I'm looking at a Mexican.
so you saying that dude that look like my damn granddaddy look like the people in your background?
Well, is your granddaddy mixed? You're
Fuck no.
Mexican?
Is your granddaddy mixed?
I mean, you said your granddaddy looked like that, so
Really? So
that's not a black
my
man.
granddaddy looks So you saying that? Let me zoom in. So you saying that this nigga here look Mongolian? He look like Bruce Lee.
He looked like Lopez.
This nigga said Lopez. Oh god. So you said that you a copper color American. So what tribe you from?
I'm from the Nashapu tribe.
The Nashapu tribe. And where they from?
Yeah. They're from northern Michigan.
Nashapu tribe in northern Michigan. Hmm. That sounds like some cap. Okay.
Yeah.
It do.
I got my paper. I got my papers.
Trolling,
I'm
bro.
federally recognized.
I
Sound like you
believe
just made
he's
that shit
trolling.
up.
Yeah, he's
National.
trolling, bro. He believes he's African. He's a Pan African.
I know he is.
I've never
Because
met this
only
dude in
Pan
my life.
Africans show that picture right there.
I never met this guy in my life. This scam dude. I don't know who he is.
This man said he looks Mongolian. That's wild.
Yeah, he looked Mongolian. He looked more Mongolian than them girls on a picture.
Oh man, look.
Who is he talking about? Who is he talking? Who is he talking about?
Amaru said he a Pan African from YouTube.
That nigga's a Pan African. He be over there with O5 and them.
Yeah,
I
he's
know
yeah.
because only Pan Africans show that type of picture when they do it like that to prove that they're indigenous people. I caught that when he first pulled it up. That's why I was like, "What's your tribe, nigga?" This nigga said Nashapu, but you just made that
That
up.
nigga's Apapoo.
Who? He said what? Nashafu.
The Nashapu,
Sound like Dasty.
northern Michigan.
It sound like that.
Wait, no, that's a Native American. No, there's a tribe that has that Pooh name in it. It's a Native American tribe that has that Pooh name in it. He's a Native American. Because there is a tribe in Michigan, up in that Michigan area with the Pooh on the end
He
of
was
the
lying,
name.
but that nigga's a Pan African. He be over there with O5 them. I didn't debate that.
He
nigga.
lying about that tribe, then yeah, because
Yeah,
there is a tribe up there named that. So
That nigga came in here trolling.
because I remember him saying that he was from that tribe one time before.
Mm.
I do want to say this right now. Yeah, he definitely a Pan African. But I want to say this real quick. So y'all know Sanetta TV, right? It's so crazy. His mother would tell him that he's actually indigenous, right? Indian and all of that stuff. And he wouldn't even believe it. This is one of the biggest Pan African, right? Sanetta TV. And it's crazy that once his mother unalive, he realized now he want to know his indigenous roots. And that's the crazy part, man. Like people be
Trust him either though, still.
You don't trust Sa after that?
Nope, I still don't trust him after that.
No, that's my thing. That's the thing. That's the same thing that's about to repeat itself. We're gonna have a bunch of Pan Africans or a bunch of people who was talking shit, hating, even probably before even me and others even went on this journey, right? And now that it's so overwhelming, these niggas is gonna make a new bag and come with the same routine, but with an American Indian way. Fuck.
Yeah, that's the grifters. Yeah, unfortunately, that's true.
Man, I ain't even had the energy to go back and forth with dude. I wasted all my energy on the white dude earlier, so that's why I just went ahead and dropped him. I ain't got time for him. Yeah,
That was fun. Hey, that was funny. That was hilarious earlier.
I knew that you are not one of our people. So I know my people when I hear my people and I talk to my people. So that's why I asked you what your tribe was. But you know, and then you used a picture that's always been used to prove how natives is the real natives. Nah, I dropped him. I ain't got time. I used all my energy on the Caucasian Greek dude. What's that in district? Peace. All them Pan Africans know they Indian, man. They grandmamas told them the same thing.
Can I ask y'all a question really quickly?
Mm-hmm.
What is a mixed indigenous?
Mixed indigenous?
Mm-hmm.
I would say somebody that's mixed.
So that clown that came up here,
Mm-hmm.
he was asked, how do you know that black, so in one of his videos, he asked, how do you know, somebody asked him, how do you know black Americans are not indigenous? This fool said black Americans are not indigenous. Black Americans are a native, they're native and African. And if they're indigenous, they're mixed indigenous. This is what this fool said on his video. He got a purple shirt on in his video. I told y'all I go to people's pages. Don't play with me. I went to his page and this is one of the videos I clicked on. This fool was trying to say the only way we can be indigenous, we have to be mixed indigenous. That's why I asked you, what is a mixed indigenous? That's what that clown said that y'all dropped.
I knew he would this. His vibe was off.
He's not. He's not. He's a Pan-African.
Yeah, his vibe was off.
You can look at his videos. He's a Pan-African. I was scrolling through, but that's just the one I chose to click on. He don't believe we're indigenous to America.
I know my people.
So he said it blatantly. If you're talking about black Americans today, no, they're not indigenous to America. That's exactly what he said. And that's when I came back and asked you what's mixed indigenous.
Yeah, mixed indigenous would. So since you put it like that, that'll be somebody that's like African and Siberian mix, like an Afro-Siberian type of person. Because those people do exist now, but it's small numbers. But that would be what they.
I knew what he was talking about, but I said it that way on purpose. I asked y'all that on purpose because that's the way he put it. Yep, that's what he's saying.
People fail to realize.
He's saying we gotta have Native American blood in order to be indigenous.
We ain't got Siberian blood, and that's wild because we be telling people all the time. For one, we're not native. For two, we're not mixed with them people. Some of our people maybe, depending on what tribe you come from in the plains area or out west, maybe, you know what I'm saying? Because those places encountered the Siberians the most. But the Siberians or the Athabascans or natives, they didn't come to the Southeast. That's why they ain't got no history in the Southeast. The Southeast was always us. These folks is wild. The Southeast was always us, man. I know that for sure, like concentratedly. So that's why they ain't got that. You can ask any Native American on here. The Trail of Tears is your story? Yes, the Trail of Tears is my people. Then where y'all come from out east? They don't know. How do you forget where your people come from? That's like me forgetting that my people come from Mississippi. You don't forget that. So if you was really the natives on the Trail of Tears, you should know if your people came from Georgia, North Carolina, Florida, Tennessee. They don't. Because they always been on the Western reservations the whole time. That's why they don't know shit. But Pan-Africans don't want to listen to nothing. Because a lot of them niggas is agents anyways.
Yeah,
Facts.
most of his videos, he's trying to debunk that we're not original to this land. He's actually, that's what most of his videos are about.
You know what's crazy about that narrative? Like melanated people trying to debunk us being original to this land is like us trying to debunk Africans as original to Africa. And we saying that the
From
Arabs is
being
original to Africa.
exactly,
You know what's even wilder,
it's
Los?
wild.
Because they all was going around screaming around 2010, 11, 12, even 13, early on that, oh, black people was in America first for thousands of years. Like a lot of people in this Pan African community, you say that until
I
it was
remember
all
that.
far along good until people saying no, it wasn't that they migrated from Africa, they were indigenous to the America, and that's when the whole firestorm came. But as long as you were saying black people was here, showing black artifacts and saying they were African, it was all good.
Hmm.
That's
Yeah, I remember
wild.
that on Facebook. I remember that on Facebook because they was going ham on Facebook about it. That's how I actually started getting into the information that we were everywhere around the world. Because I ain't gonna lie, like I ain't really know too much of nothing before I started really digging into the history. It was Pan Africans the one that told me, the black people was all around the world. So that's why now I'm like, who the fuck are these new Pan Africans? Because the ones on Facebook was like, yeah, bro, that's cool.
Yeah, and it was all. It's about the African thing. That's when it tipped the scale. See, it was cool if even if the India was Afro Indians, everything was cool when it's Afro. But when you saying no, it's not Africa, and when you start restoring America to what it really is and our true heritage, what we is here in this land, and bringing back and switching it to the correct paradigm from the illusionary paradigm, these niggas can't handle that. So it's the African thing. I think that's the whole thing when it comes to the Africans being upset right now. Because what else reason would the Africans be mad? They're mad because people not saying they're Africans. You know what I'm saying? Even when they being mad at FBAs, they mad at them because again they say, oh, we been here. You know what I'm saying? I'm not African. Don't call me African. I'm American. I'm black. Whatever they're going. But even with that's why they lump us with them. You know what I'm saying? And that's two whole different things. But it just go back in their mind. Oh, they all saying they're not African. They crazy. You know what I'm saying? We win. But it's all go back to just the African shit, even with the Pan Africans, because they ain't got a problem with the Olmec heads is black or what they so called black Negroid or all these terms until you say it's not African and it's American.
Which severs
But
their
I even
ties.
remember a time where even when they was wearing the dashikis and the time when they was saying, I'm black and I'm proud, and wearing the medallions, there was still a time where some of us was saying we weren't from Africa, and it wasn't a problem. Like I remember that time. Like there were people that believed they were from Africa. There were people who knew they weren't from Africa, and they didn't give us pushback back then. It is amazing how it's such a big thing now versus back in the 70s and the 80s when we said we wasn't from Africa. Like it's wild to me because we didn't have this type of fight. We didn't have this type of argument when we told them that we wasn't from Africa.
Yeah, and I remember that too, and even in the late '90s and early 2000s, it wasn't really no pushback till it started getting to like 2009, 2010. When Obama started getting in office, and he African president, and all that type of stuff. That's when it started. The African narrative started turning back up highly, like from when I seen it. Cause for a minute, like I grew up, all of our people knew that we was Indian. We all got the
And
same
then
story.
also talking about Sarnetter on his panel, people it was so many people even going on that platform have always said we was indigenous. From the beginning of time, they always had different people, even though he was a Pan African, even through the whole so called Black American conscious community, it was always different ideology. It was always niggas saying we was indigenous here. No matter how they was spilling it or how they was coming from it, it was always saying that this was our land. A lot of people have been putting that down. You know what I'm saying? That we didn't come from Africa. So now that has been the mainstream and the truth has been verified as that being the one up front, I don't understand what's the problem with it.
Cause Pharaoh used to
Yeah,
say
you know what? I
the
think
same thing.
it's like Lo said. It's when because he got into office in 2009. So he won in 2008. He got in 2009 is when he was sworn in. It was in 2009, like that same year is when he ordered Google and all the publishing companies to take the Negro Oriental, and Indian out of all the books and replace it with African American. Right after that is when all the pushback came from. So exactly what Lowe says when he got into office, when he made them change everything. So if y'all remember 2009, 2010, books started disappearing from Google and libraries and stuff like that because they needed to reprint mainly digital books. They needed to reprint it to make it say African American, and it no longer said those other three words because he knew those three words tied us to the land.
And I'm glad you said that because that's actually around the same time that archives.org started jumping. And then if you notice in some of these old books we get African Americans in it, and I'm like, how they call them this in 17 and 1800s, you know? Because a lot of those was reread too.
Because it was reproduced. He mainly did it for the digital books because that's what he said. The order was for the digital books, but some people was even taking some of the library's books was being removed. But he did the order was for the digital books. That's why when we go on Library of Congress or archive.gov and all that, you'll see those old books, like you said, in the 16 and 1700s saying African American, knowing that we wasn't using that term.
And
He is the one that did this foolishness.
and then think about it too. At that time, remember this campaign that they ran out of all the years we've been in America, calling ourselves nigga, calling ourselves nigga and stuff. I don't know how to, so I ain't gonna say it because you know they be fucking with us. But calling ourselves what we are, the Nagas. These people had a whole campaign to bury the word in 2008 and all this thing when they was trying to get rid of words, changing books and everything. Why are you changing that? What would that have to do with anything? Why are you on such a campaign putting money out to put campaigns for people to just stop saying the word? When did you ever care about that?
Right.
So you know it's a whole campaign because they know what it is though. This is again, it goes back to money and power. This is you know what I'm saying, it is chess they playing.
Mm-hmm.
We know is to really put us off their land. They hoping that we will go over to Africa. And I'm never going to say back because we never was there. Now I'm not talking about the ones that actually went over there. I'm talking about the ones that never went, who has ancestors that never went. But that's all it is to take this land. They still want this land. They know this land is still the land of milk and honey. They know this land is the land that has the minerals. They know everything is still here. They still want this land. They want us off of it so they can have it.
Mm-hmm. That's why they're trying to send get people to go to Africa because Africa is owned by China at this point. If y'all go do the research and everything, China already owns
Yeah.
Africa. So
Yeah.
now they're trying to send Black Americans over there into a form of slavery to work for the Chinese type shit in those sweatshops, while the Africans come over here and get our jobs or whatever. They trying to swap again. But it ain't working this time because everybody's too woke, and those who do decide to go, they get mistreated and bring their ass right back if they're lucky to get back out. Damn country, some of them get
And
stuck.
remember, and when did they attack the woke culture? Remember, they attacked the woke culture too. Remember, because they knew this was going to happen. They attacked that during Obama's administration as well. They was attacking the woke culture. If y'all remember, they was telling y'all then, telling us then, because they didn't want too many people waking up like now.
Yep. I remember that they definitely started targeting the woke culture, so-called black nationalists again. Cause I remember, cause the Black Panthers tried to rise up around that time, and a few other folks, and then they went quiet again, and then they popped back up like 2015 or something like that. But they message a little bit different and shit. So yeah, I was noticing all that, and I wasn't even woke then, but I just knew something was off when he got in office, so I started paying attention a lot more because I was like, hell no, when did America ever get a dark skinned nigga in office? Let me start paying attention to what's going on, and then
Mm-hmm.
start seeing it for what it really was. Start hitting them books after that. Cause that shit Obama got in office, that shit kinda like it kinda told a lot if people was paying attention. Some folks fell for it. Yeah, we got a black president. I was like, shit, that nigga got Jewish blood in him. His mama is Jewish. Full hat. Alright. His daddy's Kenyan. Alright. Put two and two together. This nigga came here as an immigrant. Landed in Chicago as an industry plant.
And it
Hey,
was
what y'all
all
think
in
about
his lineage.
Hey, what y'all think about Trump? I finally seen the videos. They saying dude gone because he ain't been
I seen that
tweeting.
because they said that, yeah, and the flag was flown at half staff like 5 days ago. Um, Now, of course, the White House is saying that it's flown at half staff because of the unalivings that took place in Michigan, but at the same time, that's not what that flag is supposed to be flown at half staff. I was married to a man in the military 20 years, so I know when the White House puts that flag at half staff, that is supposed to be for someone that's either in Congress or someone of a status in the military. Because remember, any president, he's not the president of the United States. Let's correct that right now, because I know a lot of us think that he's not the president of the United States. He's the commander in chief of the military. That's who he is. Commander in chief of the military. That's who he is. So if someone in the military, if someone in his lineage or his close family or someone in Congress is when they're supposed to raise their flag at half staff. I find it very interesting that 5 days ago, they did fly that flag at half staff. And you're not telling us the truth on who unalived, because that's the only time it's supposed to be flown at half staff.
Yep. And if they say that we are at WAR, the last thing you need is to let people know that the commander in chief is gone.
Exactly. But they're supposed to, though. They're supposed to tell us, they're supposed to fly it, and they're supposed to tell us why it's there. I had to look it up, but if they're trying to say it's from the unalivings in Michigan that happened by the trainee.
Them boys is trying to procrastinate so they can release the clone.
Yeah, and they're gonna play a game with it though too. However the game go, you know what I'm saying. Whoever that whole election thing would have been the Democrats, Republicans. They all got to bow down to them small hats, no matter where it go. Who ruling it all, even beyond them. They all, you know, it's a whole organization. They all working together. So he just that puppet working for them too at the same time. So whether he
Exactly.
gone or he here. At the end of the day, they all know what's up. You know what I'm saying? They all, you know, don't get me wrong, they be inbred fighting and all that stuff and everything. They got their own little sectors, you know. They hold a lot of stuff over the United States head. Just the fact, because you know, y'all heard about the Statue of Liberty. Remember, they always talking about they sent the Statue of Liberty over here, and it was of a so-called black or indigenous woman.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So think about that. Why would France be funny and do that? Why would you send it? We're hiding this secret. We're all these Europe unity. Why would I send a statue over there like that? Being funny. We got something over y'all head all the time. You know what I'm saying? The small hats, even today, they got it. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole. So even the so-called white tea wealth of America is still being hijacked and manipulated. They don't own it because they being puppeteered by the people still from Eastern Europe.
Yep. Yep.
You know, so Trump a puppet. You got to go through them people before you get anything. You know what I'm saying? And this, they
Yep,
always
he's
in the
definitely a
background.
puppet. And like I said, he doesn't run the country. Congress runs the country. They're the ones that run the country. He is only commander in chief over the military. That's just it. Like a lot of people don't know this stuff, but I mean, you learned it in school. Congress runs the country.
And
That's
our
who
people
is
need to
in
get
charge.
more in
They're
that.
over him.
Because
Say
the
it
real
again.
republic, like our people, are the only ones who could even, you know what I'm saying, legitimize and bring that back into a
That is
nation as the
true.
indigenous people and just really go by. Because even if you say, like, okay, how I said it, we know it came from the Indians, helped set up the Constitution and everything, but still, if you just go off and you really read the Constitution, at the end of the day, our people we could change all that shit because it's ours. You know what I'm saying? At the end of
Exactly.
is you know what I'm saying, the real truth. Take it out the corporate thing, all that shit, how the money go through the IRS and the bank, the World Bank and shit, the Federal Reserve, that shit, the shit supposed to come right from the Treasury. Point blank period. It ain't nothing, you know what I'm saying? So all these middlemen get money and shit. That's how they play off the corporation thing, off the corporate versus thing. But the whole point is our shit, though. You know what I'm saying? Shit. So, like, the Congress rules, we need to have our own youth, you know what I'm saying, get in the Congress who want to run for all over the United States and be overall what they got going on. Because the people who over here, these immigrant people, they need to be under that charter of the United States. We need to have our own one for sure, for us. But
I agree.
because it's the country. We gonna have to run the country too, and rebuild our nation. So we gotta understand, what does the Constitution say about things? Because if you really go back and just read the Constitution for real, it's protect people from tyrants
Mm-hmm.
and tyranny. The true Constitution, though,
Exactly.
So it makes sense why the Congress. So we need to have our people understand, they indigenous, understand that when they come from understanding our own Congress. If you're gonna go into the United States, hey, okay, you know what I'm saying, get in that shit and run that shit, because it's the country too. So we a nation within a nation.
And that's the thing. We have to stop to this point. Oh, we can't listen to the Cheeto man and the orange man. Y'all better listen to him, because he's really doing like Putin has done. He is dropping gems, because he actually told everybody in his first administration that the Iroquois Nation is the original writers of the Constitution. Like, y'all better pay attention to what he says, because he's been dropping gems since his first administration. He literally has. But because people have such a disdain for him, they won't listen to the things that he say. Like now people are a little upset now, because he made a statement again that we built we created everything. So originally he said Black Americans invented everything. So this last speech, he said we invented everything. So somebody said, who is we? He said Americans. So I think people are upset over the part that he said we Americans. They're forgetting that his original speech said Black Americans.
Mm-hmm.
You have to just pay attention to what he's saying, because he's telling you stuff. He told y'all that we invented everything. Like, he literally said this earlier this year.
And then, even we talking about like that Constitution thing, you really send them looking at that. Would y'all say, like, as more of these people came up, how the Iroquois helped them, and you see how our people was warring against each other, like a lot of us, like especially the southeastern tribes, what I look at in history, like we was fighting with even them, because they was embracing these newcomers, they was embracing this new government that was coming in too. So we was going to war with them too as well. You get what I'm saying? So it was some people who was, some Indian tribes who was helping build it. You know what I'm saying? They even the foundation. So that's even important when niggas just really see how all this work, and who really created even the country, you know. But I feel like
Hmm.
that initiated a civil war, you know what I'm saying, between the tribes too.
Yeah, it did. Definitely did. Shit, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead end the live. I gotta be up at 9. I appreciate y'all for tuning in with me. We had a dope live. I really do appreciate
Definitely
it.
was dope.
Man. Shout out to Swarthy, Copper, Emotel,
Peace.
OPM. If y'all haven't followed these people, follow them right now. Dope gems from everybody. Soak it up. Soak it up. And shout out to the audience for tuning in from start to finish. Hope y'all got some gems, and I hope y'all enjoyed it as well too. And if you missed it, it'll be on my YouTube channel, Signs for the Conscious Mind. With that being said, y'all enjoy the rest of y'all night. Don't be out here scrolling.
You didn't finish. You're not finished. You're not finished. You didn't promote your book.
Oh, and if y'all want to grab a copy of my book, you can hit the link in the bio in my profile pic. And if you want to grab a copy of Swarthy book, you can hit his profile as well too. I think he got a link in his bio as well too. Yes, yeah, you can start supporting the community and just get this information out. Pan Africans and everybody got a big community supporting them. It's time for our community to support us as well too. That's the only way that we gonna combat this. So thank y'all for all the support. Shout out to everybody. Don't scroll too long. If y'all end up on the weird side of TikTok, take your ass to bed. so,
Right.
so my book, Reclaiming Our Consciousness too, because that's what's it about, reclaiming our consciousness before anything. There's no point in being an Indian if you ain't got your consciousness together. So, peep game, man. I'm gonna holler at y'all tomorrow. Peace.
All right. Peace.